We welcome you inside Cantine Field, the Amsterdam Mohawks and the Saugerties Stallions, Sunday night baseball on ABN. Welcome in to the broadcast booth. I'm Matt Becker, joined alongside Leo Schaefer, and well, it was a dominating win for the Amsterdam Mohawks last night. 15-2 win over Glens Falls. The Saugerties, well, they haven't played since Thursday, and they lost 8-4 over Boonville. The Mohawks, they are destroying the ball right now, 35 runs in their last two games. What do they need to do in this first inning to keep that going, especially starting on the road?
So the Mohawks just got to keep their momentum going. Their momentum over the past few games has been phenomenal. It was a three-game stretch, the Mohawks' first three-game stretch of the year. And with the cancellation of the Utica game, I think that kind of eased the pressure a bit for Amsterdam because the Mohawks were supposed to be on a four-game stretch, bearing Thursday's postponement. But ever since Friday's mercy against Mohawk Valley and Saturday's mercy against Glens Falls, the Mohawks bats and the Mohawks arms have been on a roll, and I think it continues tonight.
I will give you fans a reminder, our camera is a bit laggy, so expect that. It is not your Wi-Fi. It is, in fact, our camera. Let's go through the starting lineup for the Amsterdam Mohawks. Filippi will lead off, then McCrane, then Long, then Holcraft, then Touchstone, then Harriel. But then comes in John Young Jr. from Alabama. He's going to get the start at second base today. Then Walker, and then Brad Curtis, the DH, and Sam Falaise on the mound. We'll give you the defensive alignment for the Saugerties real quick. Rodriguez at center field. Ford is in left field. Hobbin Siefkin at right field. Kroos at shortstop. Cavanzoni at second base. Kaminsky at first base. Barbero at third. And Sanchez behind the dish. So let's play some ball. Filippi set to lead off.
Filippi has impressed me not only over the past few games, but the entire season. He leads the PGCBL in walks with 15. And usually, I'd say this, I've been keeping up this statistic, most of his first at-bats have been walks.
Yes, they have been. You are correct. 9 walks in his last 4 games, 1 for 3 last game with 3 runs scored. He's batting an OPS of .929 on the season. The reason I point that out is because his average is .250, and, well, that's not bad. I like to point out the OPS because he's done a phenomenal job getting on base, and the hits are soon to come for Filippi, and he had one last game.
Well, the hits have already came. He has a .250 average, a .250 slugging percentage, and a .679 OBP. And that's mainly due to the walks. He's had, other than that, 1 hit by pitch. In his 3 hits, none of them have been doubles or extra base hits, rather. They've all been singles, a big contact guy at the plate.
1-2. Svensson on the mound. And that one just misses. Steven Svensson, he's going to be on the mound tonight for the Saugerties. He has a 2.25 ERA. He's pitched 4 innings so far, 6 strikeouts. Opponents are batting .214 against him. 2-2 is popped up on the infield. Coming on over is Kaminsky. He makes the catch. 1 aside here in the first.
Even though that was not the pitch to hit, that was a pitch inside the strike zone that he could not take. It was off the inside of his bat, and Filippi did all that he could do. But now here's the real star of the show, batting .549 and leading the PGCBL, Brandon McCrane in right field.
Look at that OPS, 1.416. McCrane is on fire right now. Yesterday, he went 2 for 3 with 2 walks. He scored 4 times last game. He fouls that one near the same spot that Filippi just did. Coming on over is Kaminsky, and it goes out of play. So in the last 5 games, McCrane is batting he's hit 10 out of 15. I mean, that's just unbelievable. Unbelievable.
And most of his hits have been to the right side of the field,
yes,
especially in these past 2 games. In result of last game, he went 2 for 3 with 1 walk, a single to right field, and a double right down the first base line. I remember Mohawk Valley, he had 7 RBIs, forgetting the total off the top of my head, against Glens Falls last night.
Yep, he lets the ball get deep into that batter's box, and he just drives it out to right center. But we've also seen he's capable of pulling the ball as well.
He's definitely capable of that. He is leading the team with 1 home run. That 1 home run coming in the first game against Oneonta, a moonshot.
That's a called strike. Steven Svensson, right-handed pitcher, goes to Seton Hall. Attended Red Bank Catholic High School as well.
RBC was a rival of mine in high school.
And in 2025, he had a 5.27 ERA in Seton Hall. Here's the 1-2. Check swing. Did he go? First base umpire says no. Now, all time, since 2015, the Amsterdam Mohawks are 66-25-2 against the Stallions. At Shuttleworth Park, they're 38-9-2, and at Canty Memorial Field, they're 28-16. That one scorched to left field. Going back is the center fielder, Rodriguez. He's at the wall, and it's off the wall. McCrane will make the turn. He's going to go for third, and there will be no throw. It's a stand-up triple for McCrane.
Well, we didn't see that much pole hitting over these past 2 games by McCrane, but we got a glimpse of that now. That ball nearly cleared the wall in center field. Rodriguez lost it actually in center field, made a bit of a misplay on that, which allowed McCrane to not only gets a third standing.
He has been on fire. Absolutely scorching hot at the plate, and now he's got Jake Long right behind him. He went 3 for 4 last game. He's 8 for 19 in his last 4 games. OPS of 902. And he rips that one to left center field. Rodriguez coming on over, but Ford gets there to make the catch. McCrane will score with ease. It's a sac fly, and the Mohawks lead it 1-0.
That's what Jake Long has been key on this year, the RBI sac fly. Even though he has not been getting that much hits, he does boast a .316 average, a .421 slugging, a .481 on base, and the RBIs, though, he is in the running at that. He has 5, and the majority of them have been off the sac fly.
Now it'll be Holcraft with a 931 OPS. Holcraft is 7 for 20 in his last 6 games. Yesterday, 1 for 2 with 3 walks. Going back to McCrane, we scored 4 times last game, and now he's scored a 5th in his last 2 games. So 5 of the last 16 Amsterdam Mohawks runs have came from McCrane. That one's chopped to the third baseman, Barbero. He makes the throw to first, but it's not picked by Kaminsky. We'll see what they rule it. Nonetheless, Holcraft is on first base.
That was a clean field by the third baseman, Croce. The throw over, that's a hard pick for anybody at first base, depending what field, turf or dirt. That was right in front of the first baseman, Kaminsky. And Kaminsky, he couldn't really get a clear angle on that. But at the same time, Holcraft was pretty close. I think that would have been a close play either way.
They're going to call it an error on Barbero at third base, and that'll bring up Touchstone, the first baseman. He's batting at .969 OPS this season.
Touchstone's 3rd start in a row at first base ever since Cade Ladahoff departed for the California League. He spent some time at catcher in the latter half of yesterday's Mercy 15-2 against Glens Falls. Him and Wes Walker have been switching off that position and should continue to do so for the foreseeable future.
So Touchstone batting right now. It's an E5, that last play, which is why Holcraft is at first base. We'll see if we'll get some action. There it is. Runner goes. Here comes the throw. Holcraft slides. He is safe. Sanchez with a really nice throw, but the speed of Holcraft and the really good jump, able to get the stolen base, and you just knew was coming. I know, obviously, we've called the last, the entire season, but just the last 2 games, the Mohawks very aggressive on the base paths.
Well, Griff loves being aggressive and aggressive with the right players. There was your leader in stolen bases in the PGCBL. Make that 7 for Holcraft, and now the Mohawks have another runner at scoring position.
Great Touchstone, 3 for 11 in his last 3, 1 for 3 with 3 walks yesterday. That pitch runs inside, now 3-0. He's ahead in the count. So 2 outs here. Holcraft on via the error. He's in scoring position. Mohawks trying to jump out to a quick 2-0 lead.
Wouldn't be surprised if Keith Griffin is a bit more aggressive on this one.
And that one's low, ball 4, and that'll bring up Harry L., who's been scorching hot as well.
You know what I was expecting on that last pitch?
What were you expecting?
I was expecting a steal from Holcraft from second to third.
Nope, you can never make the last out at third base, so that is why Griff would not send him there. That is a big rule of baseball if you're a coach. You never want to make, or a player, you never want to make the last out at third base. So now first and second, Harry L. comes up. He's batting 1.148 for the OPS. Pardon me, jumbled up my words there. 9 for 21 in his last 6 games, and yesterday 2 for 4. So he's been swinging the bat well. That baby blue bat that we have talked about so much this season, him and Wes Walker like to hand it off to each other. We'll see if they do that tonight.
That baby blue has been coming through recently for the Mohawks. He had an RBI single in the top of the third last night for Amsterdam, and had another RBI hit later in the game when the mercy rule was already in stance.
So Svensson with 1 earned run here in the inning so far. He misses down low. If Holcraft does come around to score, the run would be unearned. No strikeouts so far, 1 walk.
For Harriel, he has 10 hits on the year. 2 of them have been doubles. He has 12 RBIs, 12 total bases, 4 walks, and 1 hit by pitch. That actually came in our first game against Oneonta.
Yep, he got hit in the head, chipped his helmet. He said it was not a fun call to make to his coach. That one runs high. Now 2-1.
You think that must have motivated him a bit because after that first hit by pitch, which came in his first at-bat of the entire summer, he has been on a tear. He is second in the team in average behind Brandon McCrane.
You know, it's so cool that these players, they wear their college team's official helmets. It's kind of cool to see where everybody's out of and they get to represent their school. Here's the 2-1 with runners at first and second. That one, it's the inside corner. Now 2-2 with 2 outs.
You know, it's a bit hard to tell because we're not directly behind home plate, but that seemed like a bit of a breaking ball by Svensson. I've kind of been noticing that a lot, but I've been a little bit nervous to point it out because we aren't directly behind home plate. We can't really see a true breaking ball. That one did look like it, though, with the velocity.
That one's ripped foul. We'll do it again. We take a look at the standings. Amsterdam obviously 6-0 undefeated. The Stallions right behind them. They're 3-2. Mohawk Valley Diamond Dogs in third. They're 3-3. And then you start to get to the teams below 500. Boonville, Utica, Oneonta, and Glens Falls all below 500. Glens Falls, well, they're in dead last. They're 3 games under 500. They're 1-4. Yesterday, the Mohawks beat them convincingly, we'll say, 15-2 in 7 innings. The 2-2. That's a foul ball back at the catcher.
I think that went off the knob of the bat, if I'm not mistaken.
Definitely hit something. Love the catcher's gear from Sanchez. Looks like the Texas Rangers.
I like the colorway.
Yep.
Speaking of colorway, what kind of pops out to me right now is that Alabama helmet worn by John Young Jr., who's on deck and playing his first game as an Amsterdam Mohawk. He will be making the start at second base today, like Matt mentioned previously.
Sanchez from North Central Texas College. Here's the 2-2. That one's fouled back, so a good at-bat by Harriel, staying alive. And
it hit someone's car.
It must have hit someone's car. We have the audio guy next to us. That was awesome. I love that. You know, for a second, I actually believed it. That is awesome.
Matt, you've been one to point out the sound effects of foul balls
at
these PGCBL stadiums.
This one's already on top of the other ones. If I hear dogs barking one more time.
Afraid of dogs, I assume?
Here's the 2-2. That one runs inside. I am not, but I do have 2 kitties at home. I love them. It's just that it comes through, the barks come through so poorly on our headsets. It must annoy the viewers at home, too. And then you had it sounded like the purge was going on in Mohawk Valley with whatever they were doing.
I think what annoyed the viewers were our comments about the purge. That would surely scare anybody at home.
I'd be scared, too. So now the merry-go-round's in motion. We're going to get motion at first and second from Holcraft and Touchstone. Here's the 3-2. That one runs high, ball 4. And now with the bases loaded, Young is going to get his first at-bat as an Amsterdam Mohawk.
John Young Jr. out of Alabama. We saw his teammate Ariston Vesey start for the Mohawks last night. And before John Young Jr. makes his first at-bat, we're going to have a mound visit for Svensson. Everybody going in, even the infield.
Yep. Definitely got to talk over some situational stuff here. You know, it's early in the first inning, and, you know, you don't think these at-bats are, or, you know, you wouldn't really think the first inning is important as a casual baseball fan, but it really is because this game could be blown open immediately. The bases are juiced. Young is making his debut, and that's why pitching coach, not only is he going to settle down the pitcher, but he wants to make sure everybody's on the same page here. What's going to happen if the ball's hit slowly? Where are we going to go with it? Who's covering what if there's a rundown for whatever reason? There really shouldn't be any rundowns, but any trickery from the Amsterdam Mohawks and Keith Griff is always possible.
I wouldn't say trickery. I would say you've mentioned this Keith Hernandez line every single broadcast. Fundies.
Fundies. We love our fundies. Good fundies, bad fundies. So far, no bad fundies. Young will make his debut here. He's playing second base today. First pitch is hit in the air to deep right field. Rodriguez goes back at the wall. She is gone! Grand slam for Young on the first pitch he sees. Amsterdam now up 5-0.
Well, Matt, I know you've been waiting to make a home run call. How about that? First at bat for John Young Jr. First pitch he sees is all the way over the right center field. Dang, I lost the word off the tip of my tongue because that's the first home run the Mohawks have had in a while.
Yes.
Since the first game.
Absolutely right. That ball was scorched off the bat. He hit it to the 360 sign. That ball was absolutely scorched. And now it'll bring up Wes Walker. The Mohawks continue their barrage of runs. They're up 5-0. That is now 40 runs in their last 3 games. It's in their last 15 innings. That one runs in for a strike. A 2-out rally from the Mohawks, all started by the E5. The 2-out errors always come back to bite you. They always do.
You know what I've noticed? DH play, it's been rather flip-floppy. There's been multiple guys for the Mohawks that have embraced the DH or EH role, like Sebastian Harden, Tucker Smith, even Wes Walker, who's up at the plate right now.
That one runs away, but we'll go back. I mean, we mentioned it yesterday on the broadcast. Those 2-out errors, they always seem to come back and bite you. It's the same thing with a 2-out walk. And you can never give a good team 4 outs. It just can't happen. Here's the 1-2. That one's ripped. Crocet has it, makes the throw to first. That one's in time. And after the grand slam from Young on the first pitch he sees, the Mohawks jump out to a 5-0 lead. Don't go anywhere. You're watching on ABN.
Farmers Insurance has spent 90 years putting customers first. Visit farmers.com to learn more. Come to Recovery Sports Grill, where Mohawks fans feel at home even when they're not in the ballpark, offering delicious food and drinks from burgers and beer to mocktails and desserts, and exclusive promotions and offers through our Hall of Fame Rewards program. Enjoy the fan and family environment where Recovery Sports Grill is proud to support local sports and always happy to host your family or team.
While the Mohawks shine on the diamonds shine bright at Northeastern Fine Jewelers. Come choose from a vast collection of products from all of your favorite brands, such as Omega, Cartier, Breitling, and more. Whether it's everyday jewelry or if you need something for that special day, we have you covered with our fashion and bridal assortments. Visit us in Albany, Schenectady, or Glens Falls to see what Northeastern can do for you.
When the Mohawks win, you also win at McDonald's. Whenever the Mohawks claim victory, take your game ticket to the McDonald's on Market Street in Amsterdam and receive a free small fry. You must have your ticket stub with you.
At NBT Bank, we know that this day starts with this one. That's why no matter what day you're planning for next, you can count on us to help you get started. NBT Bank, it starts here.
The Mohawks lead it 5-0 on a grand slam from Young. Just got here from Alabama. That's where he goes to school. We'll take a look at the defensive lineup for the Amsterdam Mohawks. Long in left field, Filippi at center, McCrane in right, Harriel at third, Holcraft at short, Young at second, Touchstone at first, Walker behind the dish, and Sam Falaise, his first start of the year, his first start of the season, pardon me.
Falaise, he's been solid out of the bullpen, though. Even though he boasts a 9 ERA, he had 1 appearance, 2 innings pitched, only 1 hit allowed, 2 runs, 2 earned runs, 2 walks, but 2 strikeouts. In 6 at-bats, opponents only have a 167 average against him.
And he's the one who was the longest tenured Mohawk. Am I correct about that? I'm pretty sure he is, yes.
I believe so. I think Ben Huckins trails him with 3 years of experience, but Sam Falaise, he's been here well before I was aware of the Amsterdam Mohawks.
Yep.
I believe this is his 4th season.
Ian Nicholas to our left just won an STAA award. He's here, and he was here for those Sam Falaise days. And well, Sam Falaise ranked as the 25th best recruit, 5th ranked overall among left-handed pitchers in the state of New York out of high school by Perfect Game. If you're not familiar with Perfect Game, well, you should be. That's who owns the league.
Up to bat now for the Saugerties Stallions, the center fielder, number 28. His name is Luis Rodriguez. Now, Rodriguez, he did misplay the Brandon McCrane wall snapper, I should call it.
Yes, wall snapper is a good word to use there. Rodriguez, 263 average on the year. His OPS is at .778. And the first pitch runs in for a strike from Falaise 0-1.
Mohawks have used a lot of starters, or I should say pitchers, at different situations, because the opening day starter, if you remember, for the Mohawks was Derek Duval, and then he moved to more of a closer role. He closed the game out against Boonville on Tuesday.
Well, for about 5 seconds, it was actually Brad Curtis. That's going to be the ongoing joke of the season.
If you say so. I mention Duval was entered in the 20-0 Mercy on Friday against Mohawk Valley in the 9th inning.
He was just trying to get the save.
I don't think there's a save opportunity there.
There is not. There is not a save opportunity there. And then obviously you had Brad Curtis come in yesterday, and he got the last 3 outs in the 15-2 win. That is scorched to the right side, and it'll get through for a base hit. Young immediately gets hit the ball, and it was a tough play. That'll be a base hit for Rodriguez. You know, it's crazy. Young just gets here. He's put into a spot with the bases loaded. The ball will always find you. The lineup will always find you. He hits a grand slam, and then his first time taking the field for the Amsterdam Mohawks, the ball finds him. And obviously, that's not a play he's expected to make, but it's just crazy how the ball always finds you.
The ball always finds SEC players, as John Young hails from Alabama. Brandon McCrane, the top hitter for the Mohawks currently.
He's
in
from
Auburn.
Yep.
Wes Walker from North Alabama. Most of those guys down south, they know how to put the barrel on the ball, and I've been very impressed with that.
Now it's Nick Crocet, 1-0 count. He swings and misses at the 1-0, now 1-1, and Crocet batting .250 on the year. His OPS is a .773.
Matt, you always,
yes,
my pronunciations go in one ear and out the other. It's actually Crocet.
It is Crocet?
Yes.
Wow. Did not know that.
Just got a thumbs up by
Thumbs
the
up?
PA announcer for Saugerties.
Crocet it is. I like that. Here's the 1-1. That one hits off Walker, and Rodriguez is going to pull into second base easily. No throw. So, wild pitch. Was a nice block by Walker to keep it in front of him, but he wasn't able to keep it close enough. So now a runner in scoring position immediately for the Saugerties as Rodriguez stands at second base with nobody out.
I think that was just a bad positioning. It wasn't really directly in front of Walker. Walker had to use his glove a little bit to try to block it into his gear. That ball was more on the left side of the plate. As we hear an R2-D2 scream for the foul ball.
This is how I'm putting it on my list now. So I have Crocet, and I put 2 E's, and I underline them. So I really shouldn't miss it now. That is how you do it. 2-2 runs high. Now 3-2.
I looked a little outside from where I was sitting, but at the same time, you can't tell if it's an outside pitcher. It's a bit harder to tell because we're not directly behind home plate, as I've previously mentioned.
Yeah, they're able to see it as well, so it's definitely tough for them. We finally have the camera up and running. That pitch goes high, ball 4, and now 2 runners on. Sam Falaise with a single and a walk in the first inning.
So Falaise, coming into this game, he had 2 walks. That was walk number 3 for Falaise. Also gave up only 1 hit. He's at 2 right now.
Well, this is a dangerous batter at the plate. Travis Hobensiefken. I mean, he is batting .500 on the season. His OPS, 1.433. A really good spot for him. A bad spot for Sam Falaise, as that one is cut on a miss foul. He just missed that. Fouled it straight back. He's looking right back at the dugout, smiling. He got a pitch to hit. He just missed it. He's looking to drive one over the left field fence.
And this guy, he's been prone to do that. He leads the team in home runs with 2. Nobody else on Saugerties has had a home run yet this year. He leads the team in RBIs with 8 and total bases as well with 15. Need I mention, he's also second on the team in walks with 6. So this guy knows how to find the bases.
Absolutely, and he is crushing the ball. A huge situation for him in the first inning early here. He can easily make this a 2-run game. And he drives one a deep left field. Back at the wall is Long, and it's down. 1 run is in to score. Long throws to his cutoff man. They'll put on the brakes with second and third, and nobody out. So a run comes home on the Haben-Siefken double, and now it's 5-1.
Funny enough, Haben-Siefken has not had a double yet this year. This was his first one. He got it not off the end of the bat, I'd say right in the middle. And that ball went right down the left field foul line. Jake Long had to take a hike a little bit. He was playing, I'd say, towards left center field, and it was nearly impossible to get that on the catch, so that's why Long had to backtrack a bit in order to not make 2 runs cross home plate.
Well, now it's Barbero, and the danger here is he rips one up the middle for a base hit. 1 run is in. Here comes the other runner, Haben-Siefken. The throw to the plate is in time. He got him. What a throw by Filippi in center field to get Haben-Siefken out at the plate.
And Filippi, that was all in the hop. I saw that right as he was approaching the ball. He got a great crow hop on that, and the crow hop determines the throw. That's what I learned while playing high school baseball. Filippi had an amazing leg kick, and that ball soared. Not even any hops towards home plate. That was a laser beam.
A perfect throw, a perfect tag, and now 1 out. A run did come into score, so it is 5-2. I was about to mention that a base hit could score too, but what an amazing throw by Filippi, and obviously a really big first out for Falaise, but he's still struggling out there, so Zach Breen is going to come out and talk to him. Now it is a 3-run game. Runners are, now only Barbero with the single. He's at first base. That'll bring up Ford. His OPS is 1.215. Justin Ford batting .474. He's played 5 games this season. Slugging percentage .632.
I joked about it to myself. I'm a bad joker, so I can't really say my jokes to other people. Or, I mean, you've definitely heard my jokes in
I have heard
at Harmony Village specifically.
Yes.
My humor is not the best. But what is the best is Justin Ford's average. He has a .474 average, a .632 slugging percentage, a .583 on base percentage, 6 RBIs on the year, 9 hits. And this guy leads the team in doubles. He has 3 right now.
Was your joke going to be that with the .474 average, it's like a Ford 4x4?
I was going to joke that this was the hardest last name to pronounce.
Oh, that's actually a funny joke.
It's funny for some people.
It's funny for broadcasters because you have the name Haben-Siefken. Swing and a miss. Healthy hack right there. Now 1-2.
I would agree with you on that hack. That was right down the middle of the zone, or it seems like down the middle of the zone, but it was definitely in the zone in some capacity, and that was the high heat.
Here's the 1-2. Falaise gets the sign, and he fires wide. Now 2-2.
I think he was trying to get Ford to chase on that one. Ford has 4 strikeouts on the year. That is tied for 3rd in the entire team.
That one runs high, now 3-2. So we'll see. Maybe we get some motion at first by Barbero. There's still 1 out, but it could evade the potential double play.
Suggesting Falaise could throw the DP ball.
Well, he tried, and it's low, and that is ball 4. So 2 walks this inning for Falaise. Back-to-back batters on base.
We've got some guys warming up in the Mohawks bullpen, Manny Santos being one of them. The other, my vision's a little impaired. I can't see the guy on the mound, but I can see Manny Santos in the bullpen because he's a bit closer.
Yes, he is closer. That one's in for a strike. Yeah, so he's on that back fence, and then, it looks like they're having catch, so it could just be that either they're both getting loose or maybe Santos is just catching for the moment. Here's the 0-1. In the air to left field. That'll hook foul.
Forgot to mention the first baseman Kumiski is at bat. Casey Kumiski to be exact, and he has a .056 average. In 18 at-bats, only one hit, but that one hit being an RBI double.
He gave that a ride to deep left field, just a little bit out in front. That one misses high. His OPS is not too good, .361, but you can never really judge a batter based on that because all these players, they can come up and absolutely destroy a ball at any given moment. As that one's hit to left field, that's going to get down for a base hit. Runner will come around third. There will be no throw to the plate. So it's an RBI single for Kuminski, and now it's a 5-3 game.
Well, Matt, you kind of timed or jinxed that perfectly. He had one hit on the year. That was his second hit, his first single, I might add. And destroy that ball, you bet he did. That was a perfect an MLB The Show reference.
Yes, it was.
Right down in the right below, I'd say, like in the lower part of the zone, and he got the full barrel on that. And you can only really get a single on balls that are low.
Yeah, and once again, you can never really judge a batter in this league. Everybody's so talented. They come out of great schools. They're all talented ball players. So now it's 5-3, and Painter will step up to the plate.
Jack Painter, a 188 average, a 188 slugging percentage, a 458 on-base percentage. He does, however, lead the team in walks with 8.
This game already looking to be a slugfest. The go-ahead runs at the plate. That ball was blocked really nicely by Walker.
We've seen this a lot over the past few games. Catchers for both teams, it's been hard to find the ball, especially on the dirt fields. The turf fields, it's not a problem, but with the dirt fields, it's kind of hard to really block a ball and grasp it, I'd say.
Absolutely.
That's just something I noticed. I don't know why I point out the small details sometimes.
Here's the 2-1 with one out. That one gets in there for a strike, now 2-2. I got to ask, this area under us, is it players or pitchers?
It's actually players because the pitchers are in the bullpen.
So it's kind of like a dugout outside the dugout. Here's the 2-2. That one misses high, possibly outside as well. Now the count runs full. So Fillets in danger again. He had a pitcher's count, and now he's in danger. The payoff pitch, 3-2, runners at first and second, one out. That one misses. So the bases are loaded.
That looked like a strike to me.
Yeah, that one was close. I heard somebody, I wasn't sure if strike three was called. I heard somebody from, I think the fan, I think one of the fans kind of gave like a yell, and it kind of sounded like, you know where the umpire doesn't really say strike three, he kind of just like makes a noise. It kind of sounded like that. Now it's Sanchez, the catcher.
Logan Sanchez, to be exact. He has a 0 average, a 0 slugging percentage, but a 400 on-base percentage.
Just based on his batting stance, it looks like if he can get a hold of one, he can drive it a long way. That one's chopped down. So
he hasn't had that many chances, though. He's only played in one game, had 3 at-bats, 2 walks.
Well, he gets the start today. The good news for Fillets, the double play is in order. The bad news, well, the bases are loaded. Here's the 0-1. That's in the dirt. Nice block by Walker. Nobody goes anywhere.
I hate to mention it, but the control bug strikes again. Fillets, he's had a few pitches that have been either up top or some that have been in the dirt. Walker's already had a workload this game.
Well, remember, the only out of the inning came on a defensive assist at the plate. It was Filippi that threw Saugerties' player out at the plate. It was Hobbin Siefkin. So this game could have easily been 5-4, but instead it's 5-3. It could have been 5-4 with nobody out. So yet to get an out via his work is Fillets. Here's the 2-1. That one catches his own for a strike. Nice frame by Walker.
It'd be interesting if Fillets is the opener as he was last time. When last time Fillets came in the game, he was used in an opener role. And we already see another Mohawks pitcher warming up in the bullpen, so Could be a possibility.
Runs high, and now 3-2 with one out. Dangerous spot here. He's in danger of walking in the hitter, but also the hitter, Sanchez, knows he's probably going to get a pitch to hit here. A payoff 3-2. Chopped back foul. That was the contact that Felice wanted, it's just not in the area that he wanted it.
And I think that was the pitch to hit. That was the first time Felice has thrown a pitch to hit, and the last 2 full counts he's had. The last 2 full counts, every time he's gotten to 3-2, he either throws one outside, inside, too low, too high.
Here's the payoff pitch again. In the air to right field. McCrane goes back. He gets under it. He makes the catch. Tagging at third is Ford. He'll come in to score with no throw. Nobody else advances. So Sanchez does the job with a sac fly, and now it's 5-4.
And I think McCrane made the right play on that throw. He actually didn't try to throw home. He threw to his cutoff man, which was Jong Young Jr. at second base, to ensure that nobody would have advanced to third. Kumiski was at second base, and he remains at second base. So I actually agree with that throw. That was the right throw because McCrane was pretty deep in right field. That would have been a long shot to home plate.
Now it'll be Cavanzoni, the second baseman. OPS of 451 on the season.
An average of 133.
Yep, Gabe Cavanzoni, average of 133. Hits are 4-2. Not that it matters, but the hits are 4-2 in favor of the Mohawks. Pardon me, in favor of the Saugerties. That's just baseball for you. 5-4 game. 9 runs in the first inning between these two teams and possibly counting. Felice has an escape route here. The damage has already been done, but it would be a big win for Felice to come out with this game not tied and still in favor of the Mohawks.
Felice came into this game with a 9 ERA. So if he doesn't give up any more runs now, his ERA would be between 12 and 15. Definitely in the 10s range.
That's impressive. I am not good. I know the formula, but I'm not good at calculating it. Here's the 2-1. Swing and a miss. Threw it right by him. Cavazzoni, was late. And now 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Top of the order is looming. Rodriguez on deck. He had a single to open up this inning. And that one misses low, now 3-2.
This is an important at-bat for Felice. I would not want to face the top of the order again. Rodriguez got a single. Croce got walked. And then you go to Haben-Siefken, who absolutely put the barrel on the ball almost entirely.
There's the 3-2 with 2 outs. The merry-go-round in motion. That pitch is inside, ball 4. So
let's see if we get a mound visit on this because Felice has the bases juiced on him for the 3rd time this inning. And it looks like we are as Zach Breen is walking to the mound as I speak.
Well, that's actually the 4th walk of the inning for Felice, and we'll see what Zach Breen wants to do here. Bases are loaded. The Mohawks might be making a pitching change. So we've seen Zach Breen do it before. You don't think too much that the pitching coach makes these pitching changes. And yes, he hands the ball right to Zach Breen. New pitcher comes into the game. The Mohawks up 5-4, but in danger of letting this lead get away here early in the first inning. Don't go anywhere. You're watching on ABN.
MCT Federal Credit Union is a member-owned financial cooperative serving all of Montgomery County, providing financial solutions since 1960. Their member experience is driven by innovation, technology, and reliable personalized service. MCT provides a comprehensive array of financial services, low-rate financing, and convenient e-services. To learn more, visit mct-fcu.org. Again, that's mct-fcu.org.
The Amsterdam Mohawks like to thank our sponsors, Three Rings Protection and Training Services. Owner Dwayne Potter is a licensed private investigator in the state of New York. He also provides armed and unarmed security officers to various businesses in upstate New York. To contact Dwayne for information, call 518-225-3283. That's 518-225-3283.
Welcome back. Matt Scambati on to pitch right now for the Amsterdam Mohawks. He got the win against Oneonta where he let up 0 earned runs. Looking to save this inning right now. All these runs will be charged to Fillet, so no final line on him yet. He did go 2/3 of an inning, so that is final.
Well, I'll tell you what, I think this was the right call by pitching coach Zach Breen. Even though Fillet has 2 outs in his side, when you go through the whole entire order in one inning, usually your first inning, I think that's the right call to give the pitcher a rest. And Scambati, he has 2 appearances on the year. Actually, wait, that's my apologies again. He has 1 appearance on the year.
Against Oneonta.
2 1/3 innings pitched, 6 strikeouts, 7 batters.
No earned runs.
We do not have the advanced statistics on Scambati.
Nope. We go back to the top of the order. It's Rodriguez who singled between first and second his first time up. Looking to do some damage here, possibly take the lead. And now it's going to be Scambati into the game. So what we do have on Fillet, 2/3 of the inning pitched, 4 hits, 4 walks, no strikeouts. Don't have a total pitch number yet. And now it's Scambati looking to save the day here. Early in the first inning. 9 runs in the first inning between these two clubs as that ball is fouled to the left side.
You know, I wouldn't say save the day, as this is only the first inning. We have 8 more left to be played.
But remember, the first inning could be the deciphering factor. You never know what can happen the rest of the way. And, well, the Amsterdam Mohawks, they want to keep this lead. The 5-0 lead that they had at the start of the inning is now diminished to 5-4 as that one's fouled back.
Seeing the off-speed early by Scambati. He used that on Monday against Boonville. I keep forgetting the Monday matchup.
Monday was a while ago, so I do not blame you. It was Boonville, then Utica. That feels like it was last week.
I just keep mixing up Utica and Boonville because they have the same colors.
Yep, and then the 2 days off in between. Here's the 1-2. In the air to left field and deep. Back at the wall. It is foul. Just missed it. It would have landed in for extra bases. The left fielder Long was not going to be there in time. He also didn't miss a home run by much. Maybe like 10 feet away.
We've seen a few near misses recently, dating back to yesterday against Glens Falls.
Don't remind them of that.
No, I could see that clearly. That was a foul. That was 2 inches outside of the pole. But that pole was a skinny pole, though.
It was.
So I don't blame the viewers and the fans.
You were also on the same page as the umpires, so your call there was correct in the eyes of the game. It's just a long foul ball. Here's the 1-2. Down low, now 2-2. So that was also a long foul ball this at-bat. Game started 42 minutes ago. Our stream started 42 minutes ago. We are still in the first inning, a 9-run first inning. My goodness. You don't see that every day. Here's the 2-2. That's low, now 3-2, and a huge pitch coming up here. Tying run is at third. The go-ahead run is at second. Early stages of the game here.
I've been very intrigued by the Saugerties dugout below us. Every time a pitch is missed or miss the zone entirely, you can hear the no, dating back to my high school baseball days.
Here's the 3-2. Ripped off the glove of Harriel. 1 run is in. Here comes another, and the Saugerties take the lead. It's a 6-run bottom of the first inning. The second hit of the inning for Rodriguez, and he brings home 2 runners, Painter and Cavazzoni.
Just like that. This is how the first inning of a game could be the deciphering factor for the final 8, and it shows. Both sides, bats have been swinging. And for Rodriguez, that was his second hit of the inning and his first hit to left field. The previous hit that he had was to right field, just scooted by second baseman John Young Jr.
That one's popped up. Who's going to get it? Touchstone. He makes the catch, and that retires the side, but not after the damage from the Saugerties has been done. Capped off by a 2 RBI single from Rodriguez to give the Saugerties the lead. Don't go anywhere. You're watching on ABN.
MCT Federal Credit Union is a member-owned financial cooperative serving all of Montgomery County, providing financial solutions since 1960. Their member experience is driven by innovation, technology, and reliable personalized service. MCT provides a comprehensive array of financial services, low-rate financing, and convenient e-services. To learn more, visit mct-fcu.org. Again, that's mct-fcu.org.
The Amsterdam Mohawks like to thank our sponsors, Three Rings Protection and Training Services. Owner Dwayne Potter is a licensed private investigator in the state of New York. He also provides armed and unarmed security officers to various businesses in upstate New York. To contact Dwayne for information, call 518-225-3283. That's 518-225-3283.
Welcome back to Cantine Field. The Amsterdam Mohawks and Saugerties in a slugfest right now. 11-run first inning between the two teams. The last inning for the half inning for the Saugerties. 5 hits, 6 runs, 2 runners left on base. And Curtis rips one to the left side. Barbro makes the throw. It's high, not in time.
So the second missed throw by the third baseman, Barbero. The first one coming against Chris Holcraft. And that throw was a little low. This one, a bit too high, and Kumiski could not make the play on either.
Yeah, he had to jump up, and by the time he landed, Curtis already beat it out. So the rule in another E5. So now it'll bring at the top of the lineup Filippi. He popped out his first time up to the first baseman. He fouls that one back. So we have the final line on Falaise. I just have to write it down real quick. Let me get the total. Nope, we don't. So there's no pitch count for this game, so we will never know. But 2/3 of the inning pitch, 4 hits, 6 runs, 6 of them earned, 4 walks, no strikeouts. So all 6 runs charged to Falaise. And a bunt for a hit, but that one just goes foul. We saw Filippi do that yesterday, and if I'm not mistaken, he got aboard with it, right?
Well, we saw Coach Keith Griffin implementing that all season, a bunt on 1 out, especially in close situations like this. Any hitter could be assigned a bunt. We've seen Filippi. We've seen Jaden Harriel. We've seen Brandon McCrane a couple times, if I remember correctly.
Yes, that was early in the season. Now you don't want to take the bat out of his hand. But at the same time, if there's a bunt situation and it's a close game like this is, you might see it. Chopped back to the first base side. The pitcher comes over and get it. Nice play by Svensson, one aside.
Nice play to avoid the PFP. That ball almost slipped under Svensson's glove, and Kumiski would have had to make a tough throw as it looked like Svensson was stumbling a little bit, but he recovered after he received the baseball and was able to get on first just in time for the first out.
Well, McCrane will come up to bat with another runner, not with another runner in scoring position.
Actually, yes, another runner in scoring position because second base is technically scoring position.
Well, yes. No. I mean, last inning, I thought there was a runner on for his triple. There was not a runner on for his triple. So he comes up to bat for the first time tonight with a runner in scoring position. But yesterday, he did that a lot. He had a lot of runners in scoring position, and he drove in a bunch of runs yesterday. He is on fire right now.
McCrane is actually tied in the lead for RBIs. Well, actually, he has 13 right now off that RBI triple in the first inning. He had 12 coming into the game.
No RBI in the first inning.
Oh, it was no RBI? I thought
nobody was on base because Filippi would have had to be on base. He popped out.
You see, I'm so used to Filippi being on base because of the
I
walks.
am too, and I'm so used to McCrane batting with runners in scoring position because Harden or Filippi would get on. That pitch misses. Harden not in the lineup today. That's because Long is playing, pardon me, not Long. That's because Young is playing second base and Jake Long is playing left field.
And you know what sucks about having Touchstone and Walker on the field at the same time? Sebastian Harden was actually in the bullpen, being a bullpen catcher.
Oh,
My eyesight proved me wrong.
Here's the 1-1. That one's a called strike, now 1-2. It's hard to see numbers in that bullpen, I'll tell you that. It's hard to see numbers in any bullpen. I can't even see their bullpen. Can you see their bullpen? Oh, yeah, it's all the way down there. I can see it now.
We're going to have to break our necks a little bit in order to really see the Saugerties pitchers.
Here's the 1-2. That one misses. Now 2-2. That was a close pitch and a really good take by Filippi. Wow, he has such a good eye. I know we mention it every single broadcast, but, I mean, he takes these borderline pitches like it's nothing.
That was a great frame job by Logan Sanchez behind the dish, too, off the breaking ball that was a bit high.
McCrane up to bat. 2-2. And McCrane lashes one the other way. That's a base hit. Rounding third is Curtis. He'll come in to score, and the Mohawks tie the game just like that. An RBI single for McCrane, his second hit of the day.
So there's our RBI, and it comes on Brandon McCrane's second hit of the day. And I always mention sides of the field. This was his first hit to the right side of the field. His fourth hit to the right side of the field in the past 3 games, and that one is a ground ball that gets right by the second baseman, Carazoni, and that brings a run home to tie the game at 6.
And now it's going to be Long. He had a sac fly his last time up. It was the second out of the inning. He's the third batter of that inning, and he was the second out. Little would the Mohawks know they would hit a grand slam later in the inning due to the E5 and Holdcraft's at bat. Holdcraft looms on deck. Long with a runner at first here.
Jake Long, most of his hits have been to the opposite side of the field. Unlike McCrane, who's pretty much at half and half on the year in terms of direction, Long has been lacing balls to left field.
McCrane with a pretty healthy lead, and that one's ripped to the right side. That's a base hit. McCrane will round second. He heads to third, and now runners at the corners for the Mohawks as they continue the hit barrage.
So the broadcaster jinx strikes again. This was Long's first hit of the game, and it was to right field. He's a lefty hitter, and I think that he got most of the power on that one. I mean,
yep. Now it'll be Holdcraft. As we mentioned before, he came around to score on the grand slam last inning, got a base via the E5. 2 errors so far on Barbero. And we'll see, maybe he aims it directly at him again here.
I think he should aim it directly in center field, maybe get a ground ball.
I think he should aim it over the fence.
Hey, that's every baseball player's hopes.
330 to right field. We'll see if I can get a sight. I don't see anything in left field. No marker in left field. So I'm just going to assume maybe it's also 330. Maybe? 360 to left center. 360 to right center.
You might have to do some Google Earth calculations like you did last game.
Rather not. And oh no. Holdcraft, pardon me, not Holdcraft. McCrane is at third base right now holding his left arm. And the training staff comes out, and we will step aside.
MCT Federal Credit Union is a member-owned financial cooperative serving all of Montgomery County, providing financial solutions since 1960. Their member experience is driven by innovation, technology, and reliable personalized service. MCT provides a comprehensive array of financial services, low-rate financing, and convenient e-services. To learn more, visit mct-fcu.org. Again, that's mct-fcu.org.
The Amsterdam Mohawks like to thank our sponsors, 3 Rings Protection and Training Services. Owner Dwayne Potter is a licensed private investigator in the state of New York. He also provides.
Sebastian Harden enters the game as McCrane heads to the bench.
Not to the bench. I think he's heading off to the trainer. He's at the side of the bench right now, getting that left funny bone area checked out. I think it was off the slide. From what I remember, he kind of slid a bit off the bag and was using that left arm to try to grasp it.
Yep, and we'll give you an update if we get anything further. Might have to wait till tomorrow as well and the next game. So we'll get you an update as soon as possible. But now Sebastian Harden comes into the game as the 0-1 pitch is swung on a miss for strike 2. So Harden's going to bat in McCrane's spot. as the number 2 hitter. He'll play the outfield. It's unclear where he'll play yet. You can make a switch if you want, or you can switch long to right field and put Harden in left field. That might be what Griffin decides to do, but we'll see. Here's the 0-2. That one's ripped to the third base side. It gets by, a base hit. Harden comes in to score. Rounding second to go into third is Long. And standing up with a double is Holcraft. He hit it directly back to the third base side, but this time Barbero had no chance.
And you took the words out of my mouth on that one. Same spot, same type of hit, a bouncing ball down the third base line. The third baseman, Barbero, couldn't fully grasp that one as that trickled into left field, and that gave Holcraft another double. This one is his third of the year, and believe it or not, he actually leads the team in doubles with 3 right now.
We're keeping an eye on McCrane. He's standing to the right of the dugout with the trainer. Now it's going to be Bray Touchstone. He walked his first time, came around to score on the grand slam. And he rips one to the first base side, and they'll get the shore out, but a run comes in to score. So Long comes in to score, and that's the third run of the inning for the Mohawks. They now lead at 8-6.
That was a good sack ground out by Touchstone, who walked his last time up. This time he hits it to the right side, right to Comiskey, the first baseman, and that brings home some insurance. It's now 8-6 in favor of the Mohawks.
Now Holcraft goes to third. So you have just a runner on third now with Harriel up at the plate. He walked his last time up, also came around to score on the grand slam. And he swings and misses 0-1.
That was another breaking ball. That one had some break on it.
Absolutely.
I think it was a slider because from what I saw, that went 2 inches below where it started.
There's another breaking ball in for a strike. That one, well, we don't have a radar gun, but that one had some motion on it. That was pitched pretty slow. I'd say maybe around 70, 72, 73. Have to go with the eye test here.
We aren't radar guns, though. We're broadcasters.
That breaking ball hits him right on the elbow, and Harriel gets aboard again.
Well, thankfully, he was wearing a wrist guard because that actually got him right on the wrist. And Harriel taking his time, he'll head to first base.
And now it'll bring up Young, the grand slam last at bat, wearing all crimson tide. His cleats, his helmet, his bat, pretty much everything is all crimson red.
I've seen this with McCrane, too, because he had some Auburn-colored gear.
Yes, he did.
SEC schools, with their decorum on the uniforms, it's next level.
It is, and it's clean and kind of matches the Mohawks as well. It's a different shade of red. He hasn't hit a home run on that first pitch. He checks swings, strike one. Could you imagine that, though, if he went deep there? Sees 2 pitches in the PGCBL, hits 2 home runs.
That one will make some social media headlines for sure.
Yep, unfortunately he doesn't do it on that pitch. Here's the 0-1. That one's in the dirt. Now runners at the corners.
However, I like the confidence from Jong Yun Jr. on that first pitch. Even though it was a check swing, you got to keep that confidence up. As a hitter, it's all about confidence and also not giving in too much effort.
Absolutely. Is he using a torpedo bat? I feel like it's a little bit fatter in the middle.
Oh, it is.
I think it is. That breaking ball gets over for a strike. Now 1-2. Yeah, I was looking at the bat.
Yeah, you're right about that. It's a torpedo.
Kind of bends in that middle section, very similar to Sebastian Harden's torpedo bat. Well,
I love the music.
I know. Music guy's right next to us. I mean, he is doing a great job. Very dramatic here in a 1-2 count. And he calls time. Maybe he didn't like the music. Might have threw him off.
That's a fair estimate.
Here's the 1-2. And he fouls that one back. So Young plays defense on that pitch. Still 1-2. 8 runs for the Amsterdam Mohawks.
Off of 5 hits, too, and 2 errors, I might add. Saugerties having the 2 errors, Amsterdam none.
I mean, they have been an offensive weapon recently. That's 43 runs in the last 3 games. The only problem, they've let up 6 runs in the first. Here's the 1-2. Breaking ball. Just missed outside. Really good take from Young at the plate.
Another good frame job by Sanchez, the catcher, who's been really getting his glove right at the, I'd say at the pinpoint spot on most of these breaking balls and being able to attempt to bring them into the strike zone. My words have been jumbling today.
Here's the 2-2 with 2 out, 2 runners on. And Young rips one to right field. That's at Haben-Siefken. He makes the catch, and that retires the side, but not before the Amsterdam Mohawks retake the lead. And now the Saugerties Stallions will come to bat.
Farmers Insurance has spent 90 years putting customers first. Visit farmers.com to learn more. Come to Recovery Sports Grill, where Mohawks fans feel at home even when they're not in the ballpark, offering delicious food and drinks from burgers and beer to mocktails and desserts, and exclusive promotions and offers through our Hall of Fame Rewards program. Enjoy the fan and family environment where Recovery Sports Grill is proud to support local sports and always happy to host your family or team.
While the Mohawks shine on the diamonds shine bright at Northeastern Fine Jewelers. Come choose from a vast collection of products from all of your favorite brands, such as Omega, Cartier, Breitling, and more. Whether it's everyday jewelry or if you need something for that special day, we have you covered with our fashion and bridal assortments. Visit us in Albany, Schenectady, or Glens Falls to see what Northeastern can do for you.
When the Mohawks win, you also win at McDonald's. Whenever the Mohawks claim victory, take your game ticket to the McDonald's on Market Street in Amsterdam and receive a free small fry. You must have your ticket stub with you.
At NBT Bank, we know that this day starts with this one. That's why no matter what day you're planning for next, you can count on us to help you get started. NBT Bank, it starts here.
Welcome back. The Mohawks lead at 8-6. Sebastian Harden is going to play right field as he takes the spot of McCrane. And Haben-Siefken, who got that double his last time up, and then got thrown out at the plate. 2 runs to score on his RBI double. And he's up in a spot here. He made the last out on Young last inning.
Speaking of arms, this guy has a cannon. As we saw in right field on the single by Jake Long, McCrane to third base, and that throw actually was almost there in time. That's why McCrane had to really hold on to the bag, and hopefully his arm is in good condition. He's back in the dugout right now.
Yep, that's a good sign. He's walking around. He was drinking water. We can't assume anything, but we'll give you an update if we possibly get one. That pitch gets in there for a strike, 1-1. You know, the good thing is the Amsterdam Mohawks have such great depth, and you can put a guy like Sebastian Harden, who has played left field and second base this season. You can shove him into right field. You can even put him in center field if you want to. I bet you can even put him at shortstop if you wanted to. I mean, he's so versatile, and that also speaks to the depth of this team. There's so many players on this Amsterdam Mohawks squad that can do that.
Every baseball team needs at least 1 or 2 utility guys. We've seen it at every level. I've seen it in high school. Yeah, Luis Guillorme. You're a big Met fan. You've made that clear on these broadcasts, but yeah, that's kind of the story for every team.
Absolutely. 3-1 in there for a strike. Haben-Siefken didn't like the call, and now he's in a pretty good count here, 3-2. He might get a pitch to hit, and after what he did last inning, you know he's going to look to crack one to left field. Maybe he'll go the other way with it too. Here's the payoff. That one misses outside, so a leadoff walk for Haben-Siefken. Scambotti's still on the mound. And now it's going to bring up Barbero.
So this is interesting. For Haben-Siefken, his on-base percentage was above average, starting at .600 this game. But keep in mind, his average is now also above average. He was batting .500 to come into this game, and with that double, I can't do calculations off the top of my head.
Neither can I.
But it's definitely above .500.
Absolutely right. There's the 1-0. It's the one thing that I will say. The stats for the PGCBL, well, the website's a different story, but their live stats in the game, they're usually pretty good aside from when you run a 10-man lineup and the stats get confused and everybody is batting in a different spot. But aside from that, it's very good. The one thing I wish it had, if it just had the system where it has the current average ERA and all that fun stuff on base, and they're able to go up and down without somebody inputting it just by putting in that they got a hit.
You're a big statistics guy, even though that's technically my job.
I know, but I am a little spoiled, and I know you are too, as we come from Stat Broadcast. Obviously, Penn State and Syracuse using that. Stat Broadcast is one of the best inventions I've ever seen in my entire life. It's so good.
Well, that's a you opinion.
Oh, you don't like it?
I like it, but I wouldn't call it one of the best inventions of all time. Maybe the light bulb, maybe a car. But for you, Stat Broadcast,
yeah,
I mean,
love me some Stat Broadcast.
Everybody has different opinions.
Absolutely. I will say, for a broadcaster in college, it's been a lifesaver at times, especially in baseball. Oh, now I glitched out my Stat Broadcast on here, the stats on here. Says the Mohawks have a record of 0-0, and so do the Stallions. I don't quite believe that one. That one's ripped through the hole, base hit. Hobb and Siefkin will put on the brakes and stop at second, so the first two batters get on base again for the second straight inning.
So the hits keep on piling in for the Saugerties Stallions. This one by the third baseman, Barbero. And I'm trying to get a first name on him, Danny Barbero to be exact. Coming into this game, he had a .091 average and a .333 on-base percentage, mainly due to walks and hit by pitches, which he has 2 of each.
Absolutely right, and I'll tell you this, no team has a strikeout yet today. Both sides, no strikeouts. We're through 2 innings, and I got to tell you, I mean, to have everybody on the Mohawks, except for Walker and Curtis, have 2 at-bats, and then for most of the Saugerties Stallions to have 2 at-bats, for there to be no strikeouts, just speaks volume on what this game is right now.
You know what it tells me? We're going to be here for a while.
Yeah, we absolutely are. We're a minute, and sorry, we are not a minute. We are an hour and 7 minutes into our broadcast right now. And guess what? We're in the bottom of the second. Maybe they need to add a pitch clock here. These players play with the pitch clock at college. At least Division I. I think Division III and II as well. I'm not positive on that.
Well, I can't tell you either because my school does not have a baseball team. And we are the only ACC school that does not. Other schools that don't have D1 baseball are...
Take a look at this. Young just came in to speak to Scambati right now. Young, who just joined the team, already making himself known as a leader on this team. Maybe he's commenting, possibly Scambati could be tipping pitches. And you have a really smart player as Hobb and Siefkin stands on second. But also, you could have some leadership, maybe trying to calm Scambati down.
Well, SEC players have been in the toughest situations. Alabama having recently hosted their own super regional.
Yes.
And as I was mentioning before, the only other D1 schools that don't have a collegiate baseball team are Wisconsin, Iowa State, and Colorado.
It's so weird that Wisconsin doesn't, especially being in the Big Ten. Baseball's pretty big up in Wisconsin. Those Brewers fans, they love their team, and I mean, they also love their cheese over there, and I do too. I'm a big cheese guy, but on top of that, it's kind of shocking to me.
You're pretty cheesy on these broadcasts, I'd say.
Yeah, that one's fouled back to the right side.
Get my dad joke there?
I did.
See, that's why I don't use my humor most of the time.
I tried to let it roll just so you wouldn't give me another dad joke. I felt if I laughed, more of them would come.
Hey, I'm trying to enlighten the parents of players that are probably tuning in as we speak.
Yep. Here's the 2-2. That one runs high now, 3-2. So Scambati behind 3-2. Nobody out. Struggling this inning.
Here's some Wild West music in the background.
As there should be.
I mean, this isn't the Wild West.
A payoff 3-2 with nobody out. That one misses, so we have yet to have our first strikeout. Instead, That's back-to-back walks for Ford, and the bases are loaded with nobody out for the Stallions.
You know what I've noticed on most of these full counts? Pitches that are just bordering the zone, as that one was just a bit high. I think it was just bordering the strike zone, as I mentioned before, but most of those pitches that are kind of on the line or a close call, they haven't been calls.
Yep.
The strike zone is very firm in tonight's game, and that's why there hasn't really been that many strikeouts.
The umpire must be a batter's umpire. He seems to be squeezing both pitchers just a little bit. The zone seems to keep getting smaller and smaller through each at bat. Here's the 1-0. That one's chopped foul. So Amsterdam, we'll take a look at their defensive alignment right now. It looks like they're going to concede a run and be ready for the double play right now. They bring the corners in, so they can kind of go either way with it.
You got another Mohawks pitcher in the bullpen, too.
That one's popped up. It's shallow. Harden comes over. So is Young. Harden makes the catch. The runner fakes the tag, and he throws it to the cutoff man. Bray touchdown perfectly. No harm, no foul, 1 out.
And even though that was a close play for Young and Harden, I think Harden made the right decision to call off John Young Jr., and that was because if you're running in as an outfielder, it's an easier throw to home plate. And with the bases loaded and it being a 2-run game early on, you can't give up any more runs as you already did.
You are completely right with that. You always want to listen. You always listen to the outfielder. But on top of that, the outfielder always has the best view because they're running in. Now it's Painter. He scored his last time up, and he rips one to Bray. Touchdown, but he botches the ball, and it goes into foul territory. 1 run is in. Here comes another, and that ties the game. Bray touchdown, playing first base. He switches off with Walker behind the dish at catcher, and that ball just kind of got away from him.
And this is where the broadcaster jinx came in on a negative point of view, because that was an easy ground ball that touchdown should have had, but just bounced off the wrong part of the glove and into foul territory, and that tied the game.
It's also a 2-base error, so 2 runs scored, and everybody moved up too. So Ford goes first to third, except for the batter Painter. He stays at first. So runners at the corners with 1 out.
And up now is Logan Sanchez, who is due for a hit in his second game played.
Well, he almost had it there as he rips it foul. He read that pitch just a little bit too antsy, and yet to your point, he had the sac fly. Last time up, he brought in Painter. Pardon me, he did not bring in Painter. I think he brought in Ford.
He brought in Ford as Kumiski was on second and Painter was on first. It was actually a bases loaded situation.
Yes, it was. That one's outside, now 1-1. Well, it's 8-8. We're in the bottom of the second. 16 runs between the two squads.
Well, you can consider this a 0-0 ball game.
And basically, the only problem, it's taken 1 hour and 13 minutes. That one's ripped to left field. Coming on over as long, he makes the catch, the runner tags, and the Saugerties Stallions now have the lead. Back-to-back sac flies for Sanchez on the game, and that's 2 outs.
And now we have our storyline. The lead is going to be ever-changing. In the first inning, the Amsterdam Mohawks had a 5-0 lead, but then the Saugerties Stallions came back with 6 runs, 6-5. Then the Mohawks had 3 runs of their own in the second, and same with the Stallions. It's now 9-8. Unbelievable.
Now it's going to be Cavazzoni. He walked his last time up. Runner at first, 2 outs. The Stallions lead at 9-8. Unbelievable.
Carazzoni, this is his second at-bat in as many innings. This is only the second inning, and he's already gotten 2 chances.
A near pickoff by Scambati. Almost got Painter at first.
It's great that the Mohawks have a day off tomorrow, because I'm assuming that a lot of
Oh, that might have
arms
got him. Oh, wow. That was a really good pickoff attempt right there from Scambati, and a really good tag from Touchstone. He just got in there.
I think it was close, but I think he was safe.
I agree. It was definitely close. That's a ground ball to third. Harriel makes the throw, and that retires the side, but not before the Saugerties Stallions come back to make it 9-8. They have the lead. The Mohawks come to bat for the top of the third on ABN.
Farmers Insurance has spent 90 years putting customers first. Visit farmers.com to learn more. Come to Recovery Sports Grill, where Mohawks fans feel at home even when they're not in the ballpark, offering delicious food and drinks from burgers and beer to mocktails and desserts, and exclusive promotions and offers through our Hall of Fame Rewards program. Enjoy the fan and family environment where Recovery Sports Grill is proud to support local sports and always happy to host your family or team.
While the Mohawks shine on the diamond shine bright at Northeastern Fine Jewelers. Come choose from a vast collection of products from all of your favorite brands, such as Omega, Cartier, Breitling, and more. Whether it's everyday jewelry or if you need something for that special day, we have you covered with our fashion and bridal assortments. Visit us in Albany, Schenectady, or Glens Falls to see what Northeastern can do for you.
When the Mohawks win, you also win at McDonald's. Whenever the Mohawks claim victory, take your game ticket to the McDonald's on Market Street in Amsterdam and receive a free small fry. You must have your ticket stub with you.
At NBT Bank, we know that this day starts with this one. That's why no matter what day you're planning for next, you can count on us to help you get started. NBT Bank, it starts here.
Welcome back. Sunday Night Baseball. The Saugerties Stallions lead the Amsterdam Mohawks 9-8. It's going to be Wes Walker. He grounded to the shortstop his last time up. He was the final out of that first inning. 5-run first inning, capped off by a grand slam from Young.
Walker in his first at-bat, the 6-3 putout to end the first inning. He's actually started at catcher the last 3 games, even though himself and Touchstone were flipping positions the first 4.
That one's fouled back at the bullpen.
Walker made an early exit from yesterday's game against Glen Falls to give Touchstone some reps behind the dish. I think he took 6 of those, or 5 of those 7 innings, I should say.
Yes.
It was a mercy rule.
Yes, it was. That one runs low, now 2-1.
Seeing a lot of low breaking balls here early. He swung at the second one, which was indeed a low breaking ball. Let's see if he goes high heat.
That one's ripped right at the second baseman, and Cavazzoni's able to snag it, 1 out.
So there's your high heat, but it was just placed at the wrong position. Cavazzoni only had to shift like 3 feet over to kind of close the gap between shortstop and second base, and he got pretty much a good eye on that. That was not as much of a rocket as I thought it was going to be, but
I have to say, the sounds here are unbelievable. They are unbelievable. I love it. Curtis now on to hit. He got aboard via the error his last time up. He came around to score.
See, I never thought you would agree with me on the sound system.
You've been
very picky so far this year.
Oh, I don't really love purge sirens and dogs barking in my ear, but I do love some internet memes popping up on the sound system. That is fly to right and out of play, foul.
So if that doesn't tell the viewers at home that we're both 19 years old and that we prefer sounds that replicate the internet over vintage, ballpark instrumentals.
I love the organ. I love the charge. I don't like the dogs barking every 5 seconds and then the growl, because it was the Diamond Dogs and they just kept growling. It was a angry dog. That's what it was. 1 out here. 0-2 count for Curtis. And he swings and misses at the off-speed pitch. So now 2 down here as the Yankees strikeout whistle comes on.
There's the first strikeout of the game for either team, and it was on another breaking ball by Svensson. This one a bit low and outside this time. Both of the other breaking balls were kind of low and down the middle. This one he got Curtis to chase.
Well, I have some news for you. That was the first strikeout of the game for either side. Well, it took to the top of the 3rd.
It's not like I just said that previously.
I was writing it down in my scorebook. That's probably why I didn't hear it. That'll bring up Filippi. He's 0 for 2 today. And a 1 unassisted his last time up. It was handled by the first baseman, Kuminski.
Filippi in his first at-bat, he popped up to the first baseman, Kuminski. Second at-bat, was a little bit too long ago. Most of these at-bats, we're going to have to keep a lot of track this game.
That was his last at-bat, pardon me. It was not to the first baseman. I saw the one. So the pitcher's number one, and that was the one where you mentioned the pitcher, Svensson, almost stumbled but was able to make the play.
That was a GO1. Put it in your scorer's book.
You are correct with GO1. The only reason I don't put that is because I get confused. So I end up putting 1U, one unassisted. And, well, I mean, they don't really have a base for the pitcher, but it is technically one unassisted. Here's the 2-2. That's low. I don't know why. My G's, sometimes they don't look like G's. So, you know.
It happens. We all have our own writing style. Filippi now, though, batting below average, under 250. He came into this game with 250. Those first 2 hits, though, dragged it down.
That's ball 4, so he gets his first walk of the game, and that's what he's been waiting for. And now it'll bring up Sebastian Harden batting in the 2-hole here. He replaced McCrane, who was 2 for 2 with a triple and a single. Harden's first hit of the season. Finally got it yesterday in Glens Falls. Had to make it as dramatic as possible. Had to hit off the pitcher, go to the shortstop. There had to be a throw to first base, and he beat it out easily. So he gets on the hit board, and his first hit last year we mentioned came in Glens Falls. Runner goes, Filippi takes off first pitch. Here's the throw, not in time. So a stolen base from Filippi.
For Filippi, that was his, in terms of stolen base, that was his 5th of the year, and he is right behind Holcraft, who I believe now has 7. Holcraft and Filippi, that's a dangerous duo. And speaking of dangerous times, Sebastian Harden actually recorded his first hit to the same side of the plate at Glens Falls. He told me yesterday.
That is awesome.
So that's a really spooky story to have your first hit not only on the same field, but to the same side of the plate.
That's the 10th walk in the last 5 games for Filippi. I mean, that is just unbelievable. He finds a way to draw the walks. It's one thing to find a way to get on base, but it's another thing to draw the walks and make the pitchers work. It was another 3-2 count. Harry's not here, but he would love that. That was another 3-2 walk from Filippi. Harden in the 2-1 count takes up and in, now 3-1.
He's going to have to swing at this one, which I have learned or relearned from Matt and Harry that you got to swing on a 3-1 pitch. Even in the 2-out situation, you got to find to put that barrel on the ball.
If you see the pitch you like here, you know it's going to be a good one because the pitcher is going to try and get it over the plate. And there he does, but Harden takes it for ball 4, so he didn't like the pitch, and that's back-to-back walks.
Well, I'm pretty sure he likes the pitch now. That was his 6th walk of the year and another way to get on base. His on-base percentage coming into this game was .467, which is right in the midst of the high on-base percentages that the Amsterdam Mohawks have had to start off the year.
So now it's going to be Long, who singled his last time up.
Long with a long single. This one pull side. Most of his hits have been opposite.
Yep. It's always those walks with 2 outs that come around to bite you. This time it's the runner in scoring position. And it's ripped to the right side. Coming on over is Haben Siefkin, and he can't get there. 1 run is in. Harden digging around third. He's going to come to the plate. They hit the cutoff man. A throw to the plate is not in time. The Mohawks retake the lead. It's now 10-9 on the double from Long.
To add on to your storyline, it looks like the lead has been changing every half inning. The offense has been incredible, especially for the Mohawks under 2-out conditions. Every time the Mohawks have been able to drive in runs, it's been when they were down to their final strike.
Now it looks like the head coach is going to come in and make a pitching change with Holcraft up to bat here. And now we will step aside. The Mohawks retake the lead. It's now 10-9 in the 3rd inning. Don't go anywhere.
Don't get caught in a pickle when a storm blows in from left field. An automatic standby generator from Adirondack Generators will keep the lights on, drinks cold, and the Mohawks game playing loud and clear. Adirondack Generators, where your service is our priority. Visit us at www.adirondackgenerators.com or call 518-224-1492. Altieri's Landscaping and Snowplowing, LLC, is a full landscaping company providing full property maintenance services, lawn mowing, shrub removal, spring and fall cleanup, excavation, gravel driveway rehabs, and upgrades, along with design work. Altieri's also provides full snowplowing services come wintertime. Tim Altieri is a veteran of the Navy who started this business 1 year of being out of the service in 1994. Tim is passionate about the work he and his team do at Altieri's Landscaping. A family-owned small engine repair shop in the town of Amsterdam, Dot Skills Equipment and Repair works on any makes and models of lawn and garden equipment, plus snowblowers, generators, and chainsaws. They offer pickup and delivery. Call Got Skills at 518-848-2580. That's 518-848-2580. The Montgomery County Office for Aging is committed to serving the older citizens of Montgomery County. Check out officeforaging.com to learn more. Your local Amsterdam Taco Bell is proud to support the Mohawks. Be sure to stop by after the game to satisfy all your cheesy, crunchy, melty cravings. Open.
Welcome back. Speranza on to pitch now as the pitching change for the for the Saugerties Stallions.
There you go. You said the full team name for the first time. And Andrew Speranza, that's the pitcher's full name. He actually has a 0 ERA in 3 innings pitched. 1 appearance. He allowed 2 hits, 2 walks, 4 strikeouts. Both those hits being doubles. In his 11 at-bats, opponents have an average of 182. Perfect situation to bring in a guy like Speranza, who has been pinpoint in his 1 appearance. And this is a pretty close appearance now, even though it's been a high-scoring game, don't you think?
Absolutely. It's Holdcraft on to bat now as that pitch is in there for a strike 1-1. Touchstone looms on deck. 2 outs here. Amsterdam retook the lead. We go back and forth on this seesaw. Speranza waiting as long as possible. And now he comes set. And a beautiful off-speed pitch to get Holdcraft to chase now 1-2.
I think it was worth the wait for Speranza. I think that he's playing a bit of Nestor Cortez mind games. Not exactly how I would put it, but just a timing thing. Him waiting long, him waiting short on the bump. I think that's really fooling Holdcraft early.
Andrew Speranza, he has 1 appearance, no earned runs against him. Here's the 1-2, and he got him looking, strike 3. So a backwards K for Speranza on his first batter, but the Mohawks retake the lead. Don't go anywhere.
Don't get caught in a pickle when a storm blows in. Farmers Insurance has spent 90 years putting customers first. Visit farmers.com to learn more. Come to Recovery Sports Grill, where Mohawks fans feel at home even when they're not in the ballpark, offering delicious food and drinks from burgers and beer to mocktails and desserts, and exclusive promotions and offers through our Hall of Fame Rewards program. Enjoy the fan and family environment where Recovery Sports Grill is proud to support local sports and always happy to host your family or team.
While the Mohawks shine on the diamonds shine bright at Northeastern Fine Jewelers. Come choose from a vast collection of products from all of your favorite brands, such as Omega, Cartier, Breitling, and more. Whether it's everyday jewelry or if you need something for that special day, we have you covered with our fashion and bridal assortments. Visit us in Albany, Schenectady, or Glens Falls to see what Northeastern can do for you.
When the Mohawks win, you also win at McDonald's. Whenever the Mohawks claim victory, take your game ticket to the McDonald's on Market Street in Amsterdam and receive a free small fry. You must have your ticket stub with you.
At NBT Bank, we know that this day starts with this one. That's why no matter what day you're planning for next, you can count on us to help you get started. NBT Bank, it starts here.
James Reddick on to pitch here for the Amsterdam Mohawks. 4.91 ERA in 2 appearances. And leading off will be Haben Siefken yet again. Oh, pardon me, it'll be Rodriguez, the center fielder.
Haben Siefken is coming in 2 batters away. This is actually the top of the order. The 3rd time that Rodriguez will get an at-bat in this game. In just the 3rd inning for the Mohawks, it's their 3rd pitcher in not even a 3rd full inning. This is the start of the 3rd inning. But for Reddick, majority of his appearances, or should I say all of his appearances, he's only had 2 so far on the year, have been out of the bullpen and in situations like these.
So the final line on Scambati, 1 1/3 inning pitched, 2 hits, 3 runs, 3 of them earned, 3 walks, and no strikeouts. My 0 looked like a 6 there. He did not have 6 strikeouts. That's ripped to the third base side. Harriel fields it cleanly, throws to first in time, 1 aside.
So we've seen both third basemen field some pretty rough ground balls. Harriel, he's been perfect on his fielding and throws to first base. On the other side, Barbero, Danny Barbero, he's had some choppers, I'd say, a bit of bouncing balls. One that he actually made a pretty wacky throw on that the first baseman, Kumitsky, just missed. And then he got a ground ball right to him, and that one airmailed Kumitsky almost.
Yep, now it's Nick Crosey as he fouls that one back. He walked his first time up, popped out to the first base side. His last time up, that was the 3rd out of the second. Pardon me, that was the 3rd out of the 1st inning. I had to write it in the 2nd inning column because they batted around. It was such a crazy 1st inning. That pitch goes away. Well, from the leadoff spot, the Amsterdam Mohawks, they're 1 for 3, and the Saugerties Stallions, they're 2 for 3. And with runners on, the Stallions are 5 for 9. The Mohawks are also 5 for 9. So look at that. Back and forth game, 1-run game. Both teams with even splits there with runners on. With runners on and less than 2 out, the Mohawks are a perfect 2 for 2. The Stallions are 5 for 8 as that's strike 3 with the heat. And that's 2 aside.
So there's the first strikeout in favor of the Mohawks, and it comes in the 3rd inning on the 3rd pitcher used by Amsterdam. That one was a fastball right down the middle, and Crosey was just only able to look at that one. That was some pretty high heat.
What did Harry say? Window shopping is what it's called?
Window shopping, yes.
Love it, because you're just looking. Haben Siefken, well, he walked his last time up, and he had that double his first time up to bring in 2 runs. Then he got thrown out at the plate on a beautiful play by Filippi. He's looking to do some damage here in a 1-run game. It's a 10-9 score. If I were to hide what inning it is, you'd probably think it's probably the 8th or the 9th. No, it's the bottom of the 3rd. That one's fouled back.
Yeah, Haben Siefken, like I said before, came into this game with a 500 average, and based off his last at-bat, he's now batting over average, above average player.
Yep. I just found out the radar gun is out. 2 Amsterdam Mohawks players are there. And I think I have to go up to the device and hit a button to connect to it. So I have the app. I unfortunately cannot connect to it. I will probably do that at some point in the future.
It's been the same for Glens Falls, too.
Yep. That one's in the air to left field. Long gets under it. He has room. He makes the catch. Look at that. A 1-2-3 inning. The Amsterdam Mohawks put the Saugerties Stallions down 1-2-3. In the bottom of the 3rd, we move to the top of the 4th.
MCT Federal Credit Union is a member-owned financial cooperative serving all of Montgomery County, providing financial solutions since 1960. Their member experience is driven by innovation, technology, and reliable personalized service. MCT provides a comprehensive array of financial services, low-rate financing, and convenient e-services. To learn more, visit mct-fcu.org. Again, that's mct-fcu.org.
The Amsterdam Mohawks like to thank our sponsors, Three Rings Protection and Training Services. Owner Dwayne Potter is a licensed private investigator in the state of New York. He also provides armed and unarmed security officers to various businesses in upstate New York. To contact Dwayne for information, call 518-225-3283. That's 518-225-3283.
Great touchstone set to lead off here. The Amsterdam Mohawks with a 1-2-3 inning in an inning where they recorded their first strikeout of the game. It was Reddick. He pitched phenomenal that inning. And the Amsterdam Mohawks finally are able to settle down and get back into the dugout quickly and continue the scorching hot bats. They've scored in all three of the innings that they've played so far. And that goes back from yesterday as well.
Believe it or not, that was actually the first half inning where a team has not recorded a run. In every half inning, we have seen a bit of offense. Last inning, Saugerties Stallions went down 1-2-3, and the Mohawks look to keep it that way. As if James Reddick gets bit by the control bug, there's actually another guy in the Mohawks bullpen already playing catch.
The Amsterdam Mohawks had 3 runs in the 7th inning yesterday. So I will just quickly go into my calculator because I do not. Nope, I already typed it in wrong on the calculator.
The calculations have been killer so far this year by Matt.
They've been pretty solid. 13 runs in 4 straight innings for the Amsterdam Mohawks. Feel like I probably should have got that off the top of my head, but calculator will also do the job. That one runs in for a strike. Now 2-1.
I go to school for a degree in communications, not a degree in advanced statistics.
That is what I tell everybody. 2-1. Wave and a miss at the high fastball. Now 2-2. So Speranzana comes in here dealing. He had the strikeout to Holcraft to get out of the jam. Here's the 2-2.
Might be a bit too late to mention this, but on that last strikeout by Speranza, he did not have a leg kick as he was working on previously in the at-bat, so my Nestor Cortez theory came true.
Never too late to mention mechanics. Here's a 3-2 payoff pitch. A lot of 3-2 counts tonight. Here's another one. That's fouled back by Touchstone. That'll go out of play. So for those who missed it, we don't have any update yet. And if you're just joining us, McCrane, who's been red hot recently, exited the game after sliding in at third base. Harden came over to take over. He now plays right field. We don't have an update. We will give you one if possible. Might see it in the coming days. Here's the 3-2. In the air to right field, pretty shallow. Who's going to get it? Oh, what a fantastic catch by Cavanzoni. He came from all the way at second base.
You know what's funny? I think he overran that ball a little bit, too. He was going for an over-the-shoulder approach. The ball stayed up in the air for quite some time, and Cavanzoni was able to reach back, extend that body, and put the glove right under the ball for the first out. That was a dangerous play by Cavanzoni. Yep. I thought Haben Siefkin was going to call him off like Sebastian Harden did.
Yep. Very good point there. A P4 in the scorebook, and it was somehow in the outfield in a spectacular catch. Now we'll bring up Harry L. He's 0 for 0 tonight. He's walked both times. One of them via the hit by pitch, the other one bases on balls. That one is ball number 1. Came around to score in the Grand Slam his first time up, but last time on the hit by pitch, he just got stranded at first base. That one goes low, so the balls continue against Ariel. He was behind in the count last at-bat when he got hit by the pitch.
You know what's the greatest invention ever?
What? Arm
Water.
guards? Oh. Water is great, I will say.
You need to have a few sips next inning.
We just heard water is not an invention. I have to agree with that. That's a 2-1 strike.
Hey, I was trying to be funny on the air, and the PA announcers, I'm currently being flamed right now in the broadcast booth.
Water is not, he is right though. Water is not an invention, it's natural.
Do you know what's a better invention? Drinkable water. Because not all water is drinkable.
That's 2-1. Now 2-1 reigns in for 2-2. Well, I'll bring up this question. This is an interesting one. Is water wet? That is an ongoing debate. A lot of people have opinions on it.
It's an ongoing debate and a pretty silly one. So, yes, water is wet.
All right, we have our verdict. Here's the 2-2. That one's ripped over the shortstop's head for a base hit. And it goes by, it goes to the outfield. And now making the turn and coming into second base is Hariel. So it's a base hit and an error on the advance, and now Hariel stands in at second base.
Speaking of water, that was a great use of the baby blue bat by Jaden Hariel to attack a pitch in the lower half of the zone, rip it to left field, and that left fielder by the name of Justin Ford, ball kind of got under his glove, and Jaden Hariel actually didn't even notice it. He was kind of had his head down, thought he was going to just stop at first, and then when he noticed it, he turned on the burners. That's why he's at the 7th spot, not just for his hitting, but for his speed and awareness, too.
That'll be Young, who hit the grand slam on the first pitch he saw. And Croce made an attempt at that, but I think he would have needed a 10-foot ladder to get up there and catch that ball. It was way over his head.
And now this guy's at the 7th spot. My apologies. Hariel's at the 6th spot because when you're at the 6th spot, you need some wheels a little bit. That's
nice
why
block by Sanchez.
That's why at the 6th spot you have some wheels. Jeff McNeil was batting the 6th spot for a while for your New York Mets.
Yep. Well, you know what he did today.
It was a multi-home run game. I don't know exactly.
2-homer game with a double as well.
This guy can hit some home runs. He had the grand slam in the first inning, in the first pitch he saw.
The first home run for the Mohawks since the first game of the season. As that one goes low, now 2-0. I mean, it's interesting. Those players are playing in their first game, and they hit a home run. Young, his first at-bat, he hits a home run.
Well, it's interesting for the Mohawks because they don't need home runs to win. They are currently 5-0. And they've not been utilizing the long ball as much as other teams have.
That one's low now, 3-0. Yep, 5-0 when they have not hit a home run. 1-0 when they have hit a home run. It was that first win of the season.
You mean 4-0 when they have not hit a home run and 1-0 when they have?
Yes. Got my words mixed up.
It happens. You're there to correct me. I'm there to correct you.
They are 6-0.
They are 5-0.
No, they're 6-0.
The Mohawks?
Yeah.
You've only played 5 games.
I had it as 5-0 yesterday. That's a swing and a miss. Yeah, they've played
Let
6
me do
games.
some calculations. Thursday, Friday. Oh, yeah. I forgot about Saturday's game.
They are 6-0. It's the Saugerties that have only played 5 games. They're 3-2. They haven't played since Thursday.
Last Thursday's game being a loss.
8-4 loss at Boonville.
Their only other loss coming their first game of the season at Mohawk Valley.
Was that walk-off, right? Was that what it was?
Yeah, that was the close game.
Here's the 3-1. That one's in the dirt, and Young will walk to first base. They have runners at first and second with 1 out. That'll bring up Walker, who lined out to the second baseman his last time up.
That was John Young's second time getting on base this game. His first time, he went around all the bases, but this time he's getting a bit of the Mohawks lingo, as walks have been the name of the game for the Mohawks. They rank first in the PGCBL, mainly due to its 9th and leadoff hitters in Sebastian Harden, who's at 9 most of the time. Now he's slotted into the 2 spot. But mainly Luke Filippi. He's had 16 walks so far.
Absolutely right with that. He has been phenomenal. Now it's Wes Walker. Runners at first and second. 1 out here. First pitch, called strike. Speranzana with 1 strikeout, 1 walk. He's pitched 2/3 so far.
Speaking of guy who can walk, Wes Walker, he's taking some walks too.
Well, it's in his name.
Well, he's taken 6 to be exact.
Walker should be able to walk.
Coming into this game, a 500 on base percentage, 6 total bases, 7 RBIs, 5 hits, one of them being a double to left center field.
Well, he's 0 for 2 tonight. He lined out last time up, and then he grounded to the shortstop his first time up as that pitch runs away, now 1-1. 7 hits to 6 in favor of the Mohawks. Not that that matters. Matters a little bit. Game is 10-9. What does matter is the errors, 3-1. 3 errors for the Saugerties Stallions, 1 for the Mohawks.
35 v. 35. Which one wins it all?
That one's popped up. That'll go out of play. Sanchez gave it a look for a second.
I like noticing the minor details like that.
Yep.
35 batting, 35 pitching. It's not too often that we see that in the
No.
PGCBL.
And you mentioned to me, and I remember that clip of the Derek Jeter. It was 2-2, 2 outs, and he's number 2. It was something else with the number 2. There was, I think, the pitcher.
2 strikes.
2 strikes.
2 strikes, 2 balls, 2 outs. Pitcher was 22. Batter
He
was
was
2.
2, yep.
Yep.
Don't think it was the second inning, though. Maybe it was.
It
Here's
was
the
the second
1-2. Was it?
Yeah, it was.
That's awesome. Well, now you have 2-2. Just not the same situation. That's awesome. I mean, when all the numbers align like that, I mean, baseball. I mean,
It was so impressive that Jordan, which Jeter was endorsed by, turned it into an ad, and that got a ton of revenue for its baseball company.
There you go. Here's the 2-2. Walker takes strike 3 looking. He doesn't agree with it. And he will walk back to the dugout.
So there's that leg kick that actually was utilized on the final pitch of the at-bat in 2-strike situations. It seems like Speraza uses a leg kick to kind of fool batters, and he really fooled Walker as Walker went window shopping. A Harry Tidwell reference.
Where are you, Harry? I don't know how we would have fed him in here. We would have had to do a 2-man booth, and he would have had to come in for a different inning. Now it's going to bring up Curtis. He's 0 for 2. He got on base with the error his first time up, came around to score. He was the second out last inning as he swung and missed for the first strikeout of the game.
Curtis, as I told you, is our Shohei Ohtani. He's been pitching for majority of his appearances, and just yesterday he got his first start as DH, makes his second start today against Saugerties. And even though he did not total a hit in his first appearance, his plate presence has definitely been there, to say the least.
Absolutely. He had that sac fly yesterday, and he had some pretty good contact, and it's going to be just a matter of time before he gets a hit. And I think he's got some pop, too, so it might even be just a matter of time before the ball flies out. And a wave and a miss at the 1-2. Ball's not going to go out on that one.
I think he's using a torpedo bat also. If you zoom in a little closely, it's actually the gray torpedo bat that was once used by Sebastian Harden.
I think you are right.
And the Yankees send some my way. If I want to get back into playing baseball, I would love one.
Here's the 1-2. Scorched on a line to center field. That's a base hit. Rounding third is Harriel. He will come in to score standing. And now the Mohawks lead it 11-9. It's an RBI for Curtis, his first hit of the season.
And Matt, I mentioned that presence behind on the plate, and there we go. I mean, it took only a matter of games for Curtis to get his first hit on the board. He's done impressive on the mound, and we're only just starting to see what he can do on the other side, and that one was laced into center field to provide some insurance. It's 11-9 Amsterdam.
That ball was absolutely scorched on a line. Well, I just set up the replay. Obviously, it's a little tough to multitask, but I'm going to try my best. Probably should have had it for the Grand Slam, but, you know, it's different when you're play-by-play and, you know, trying to call everything just to hit. It's hard to just hit that replay button, but I found the F12 key. That's the hot key, and I'm going to use it to the best of my abilities.
See, that's a guy who we really miss. Nick
We
Phillips,
miss
our
Nick.
producer, who is a pro at spamming the F12 key.
Yes, he is. He has gotten us some great looks recently with our brand new cameras.
It's gotten me some bad looks. I usually give stats off the replays.
Here's the 2-0 with Young dancing at second.
I like how he's dancing around, kind of like what Chris Holcraft does. The speedsters have some moves at second base, and I think that's what's really throwing pitchers off. And pitchers like Speranza, who as lefties are prone to pick off, even at first and second, it's easier with the inside move for lefty pitchers, but I think the dancing kind of adds to that. I thought that was a strike. That's why I paused there.
I
thought that was a strike.
I thought it was a strike. Filippi did not, but the umpire did, in fact, so it's 3-1. I thought that was a strike. But, again, we're on a tough angle. Definitely got the height right. It just matters the location. Good frame behind the plate from Sanchez.
Let's see him swing the bat now. 3-1 situation.
We'll see if he gets a pitch to hit here. He's choking up on the bat just a tad. That one's high, ball 4. You've heard this one before. A walk for Filippi, and that'll load the bases.
Move the counter up to 17, and the merry-go-round has just begun. And speaking of walks, we got another guy who's prone to walks in Sebastian Harden. Harden now has 6 on the year, and he could look to get 7, and another RBI off the walk. Most of his RBIs have came off of walks rather than hits.
He's looking for his first RBI of the year via the hit, and a prime opportunity here with 2 outs. You know, he would love to rip one to center field. Maybe, honestly, anywhere. He doesn't get a pitch to hit there, 1-0. So he was shoved into the 2 spot in the lineup, and he's responded with a walk, and he came around to score his first time up. Also made a play in right field as well.
I don't think it matters if you put him at 9, sometimes 10.
Doesn't matter.
9/10 or 2. If you put Harden and Filippi next to each other, both those guys are prone to get on.
Absolutely. And he rips one to the right side. That is going to get down. It's a base hit. 1 run is in. Here comes another. And now it goes to the corner. Here comes a third. Harden's rounding second. He's going to stop at third. Sebastian Harden with a bases clearing triple. And the Mohawks extend their lead to 14-9.
To quote Braxton Berrios, big-time players make big-time plays in big-time games. And Sebastian Harden, that was just that. It was only his 2nd hit of the year, his first extra base hit, and that had all the extra bases. That was a triple, only the 2nd triple for the Mohawks all year, as McCrane had one earlier this game.
Absolutely. We'll see what the decision is here. They might go to the bullpen. Well, I hit F12. Let's see if the replay came up.
You know, I don't think that's a bullpen call, as the infield isn't shifting in. It's maybe just a pep talk to Speranza.
Oh, I think I missed the replay, unfortunately. I was too late to click it. I have it set to 15 seconds, and unfortunately I got a replay of
you know what you need to edit?
Walking out to the mound.
You know what you need to edit? The score bug, because it's currently 14-9.
See, well, I see, that's not me. That's the best part about this. So our amazing SID, John, he was able to get into a website. The website is what the PGCBL uses, and it's automatic. So they have to update it, but they have everything. So they keep track of the count, the outs, who's on base, and I don't even have to lift a finger. I did get a comment earlier, you might want to finish the word Amsterdam and Saugerties, and I said, well, you know, I wish I could because it's annoying me too, but unfortunately that's what the website has it as. So yeah, it's an automatic score bug. We don't even have to lift a finger. First pitch is called strike. Jake Long up at the plate. The Yankees' 2-out siren is ringing.
Well, it's actually a 2-strike, 2-out siren, and there's only 1 strike.
I still love it, though. It's from Star Wars, if you don't know the reference there. That one's ripped to left field. That gets down.
So Long's previous 2 at-bats, he went pull side. He went the first one, which came in the 2nd inning. That was a base hit. The second one, that was a long fly ball, and Haben Seekin ran that one down and made the play. Let's see if he goes pull side or opposite field again. He's definitely displayed both this game. And
absolutely.
I think the McCrane and Long combination, even though McCrane is out of the lineup, they can hit to both sides of the field, and that's what you want from your 2 and 3.
That's called strike 3 on the outside corner. Got him looking, and that retires the side, but not before Sebastian Harden unloads the bases with a 3 RBI triple. Don't go anywhere. You're watching on ABN.
MCT Federal Credit Union is a member-owned financial cooperative serving all of Montgomery County, providing financial solutions since 1960. Their member experience is driven by innovation, technology, and reliable personalized service. MCT provides a comprehensive array of financial services, low-rate financing, and convenient e-services. To learn more, visit mct-fcu.org. Again, that's mct-fcu.org.
The Amsterdam Mohawks like to thank our sponsors, Three Rings Protection and Training Services. Owner Dwayne Potter is a licensed private investigator in the state of New York. He also provides armed and unarmed security officers to various businesses in upstate New York. To contact Dwayne for information, call 518-225-3283. That's 518-225-3283.
We take you inside. We take you inside the press box as we got the chicken dance going on. You gotta love it. The Saugerties Stallions crew having fun here. I mean, what a game. Score is 14-9. It's gonna get updated in a second on the stats, and I mean, this is awesome.
This is an unexpected game, but the tradition of the claps between innings stays alive for Saugerties. You gotta love it. You gotta love a good tradition. The Mohawks have a couple too.
Yes,
if I might add, the Star Spangled Banner, I wouldn't say that's tradition. That's at every game.
No, God Bless America for them is one of their traditions.
Root, root, root for the Mohawks. That's what I was getting to.
Yeah, you know, it's tough because Mets fan, and we can't really do that. So it's, what do you say, root, root, root for the Metsies. Now for the Penn State and the Lions, you're root, root, root for the Lions. The Yankees have it easy, and, you know, it is a treat. The game that we have, it's 14-9. You know, this game, it's close. I mean, 14-9, you know, 5-run difference, but it's a close game. It has a close game feel. It's been like that all night. Stallions are going to look to threaten here. Barbero set to lead off the bottom of the fourth. We're in the bottom of the fourth. We're almost at the 2-hour mark. That one's hit the touchstone. He makes the play. He flips to the pitcher, and it's in time. A little PFP, and a nice play by Reddick and touchdown for the first out.
So touchdown, the last time he got a ground ball his way, it resulted in an error, and it resulted in 2 runs for the Saugerties Stallions. This time he was able to get his hand over that ball, which he didn't do last time. He tried to one-hand it, and that's why the ball went over to the foul territory. This time he puts 2 hands on it, and the flip was a bit risky. I think Reddick had to run a bit of a wide receiver slant route to get to first base, but ultimately it got the first out, and that's how plays get made. First pitch, a strike to Ford, the left fielder. And Matt, what are we joking about over there?
I got a text from our boy Sam Fetterman, and he goes, "Why am I seeing Casey and Rob on the broadcast?" I had to show him it real quick, and it was because they were doing the chicken dance, and they were really excited for it. You got to love it. You guys going to do the YMCA soon, or maybe the Cotton Eye Joe? YMCA is, so they do it. I love it.
You guys steal a ton of Yankee traditions here.
I love it.
Despite being an hour away from Yankee Stadium, it seems like a home away from home for Yankees fans.
Yeah, it is actually relatively close.
Speaking of home away from home, the Yankees used to play in Amsterdam for one game of their season back in the 1940s.
We did hear about that. That was a really interesting stat. Not a stat, that was a really interesting fact, and I was blown away by it. That's strike 3, got him looking, so Ford goes down with the backwards K, and that'll bring up Kuminski.
That's the second time that a Stallions batter has went window shopping. I'm going to steal that Tidgewell catchphrase because Harry is unfortunately absent from this one.
Should be watching.
I hope he's watching.
I think he's watching.
I'd hope.
Oh, I got to text him. I want that trivia question. Let's see if he's home. Or maybe he can find one online for us.
First pitch was a strike to Kumiski, the first baseman, who's been a beast on offense. On defense, not so much. He's gotten a bit of wacky throws, as I've mentioned earlier, from Barbero, the third baseman. One down at his knees, the other up in the sky.
Well, he's one for 2 tonight. He was the first out in the second inning. Pop fly to right field. That one misses the zone. Now 2-1. Oh my goodness. These sounds are unbelievable.
You're in love with this sound system, Matt. I'm in
Oh
love
my
with a
God.
14-9 game.
It is a great game. Now 2 balls, 2 strikes.
2-2-2, as I've mentioned before.
Do I have to say the line? Deuces are wild. Here it is, 2-2. And that one's low. Deuces are not wild anymore. It's now full.
Now we're moving from Yankees tradition to Red Sox tradition. All the lights will be on the Green Monster at Fenway in situations like this, and this is a situation that the Mohawks have been in for quite some time.
Here's a 3-2. Chopped back to the mound, and it goes to the second baseman, Young. He makes the throw in time, and that retires the side. So, the Amsterdam Mohawks, for the second straight inning, retire the Saugerties Stallions 1-2-3 in order, and we head to the next inning where the Mohawks come to bat. Don't go anywhere.
Farmers Insurance has spent 90 years putting customers first. Visit farmers.com to learn more. Come to Recovery Sports Grill, where Mohawks fans feel at home even when they're not in the ballpark, offering delicious food and drinks from burgers and beer to mocktails and desserts, and exclusive promotions and offers through our Hall of Fame Rewards program. Enjoy the fan and family environment where Recovery Sports Grill is proud to support local sports and always happy to host your family or team.
While the Mohawks shine on the diamond shine bright at Northeastern Fine Jewelers. Come choose from a vast collection of products from all of your favorite brands, such as Omega, Cartier, Breitling, and more. Whether it's everyday jewelry or if you need something for that special day, we have you covered with our fashion and bridal assortments. Visit us in Albany, Schenectady, or Glens Falls to see what Northeastern can do for you.
When the Mohawks win, you also win at McDonald's. Whenever the Mohawks claim victory, take your game ticket to the McDonald's on Market Street in Amsterdam and receive a free small fry. You must have your ticket stub with you.
At NBT Bank, we know that this day starts with this one. That's why no matter what day you're planning for next, you can count on us to help you get started. NBT Bank, it starts here.
We're here in the top of the 5th. The Mohawks up 14-9. Harry is not here, but we have his trivia question. I have the answer. I got it wrong. And then he gave me the answer, so I'm going to ask it to you, and then we'll stay tuned. Don't give the answer yet. I'm going to open it up to the viewers, and then in a little bit I'll come back, have you answer. Might have the people to our right answer as well. Here we go. The fastest inside the park home run in MLB history, and you get bonus points for time. So we will come back with the answer very soon. Get your guesses in. Comment it on YouTube in the live comments. Once again, the fastest inside the park home run in MLB history. Who did it? And you get bonus points for the time.
If you said Chris Holcraft, that's 2 points because he could have that with his speed that he has displayed so far this season.
Sebastian Harden almost had it as that ball trickled to the right field corner, and it would have been an inside the park home run because there were no errors on that play.
Mohawks have been solid defensively. Past 2 innings have been scoreless. As for offense, they've been solid. They've posted up at least 2 runs every inning to start off this game.
So now Holcraft set to lead off, and the 1-2 is fouled back. Pardon me, not set to lead off. He is currently leading off. And that 1-2 is turned aside.
See, that's my favorite sound effect, the R2-D2, because I'm a huge Star Wars guy.
Do you like the 2-strike, 2-out Yankee sound?
No, because I'm not a Yankees fan.
That makes sense. He was just told to get out of the booth. I'm a Mets fan. So we don't mind you guys. We don't mind you guys. It's not like we're Red Sox fans. Sam is a Red Sox fan.
You see, I'm not a Yankees hater. I'm just not a Yankees fan. There's a difference.
Our producer's a Red Sox fan.
Yeah, that's the thing about our area that we're based in because it's equidistant from Boston and New York City. So We've got a wide mix of fans for both sides.
2-2 is high ball 3. So I'm from Long Island, so it kind of makes a little bit more sense for me. Also makes sense for you. New York's kind of split down the middle nowadays. It used to not be like that, but it's ever since the 2010s kind of been more like that. It's been all Knicks, and they went down.
There are some Nets fans that I know.
I know a couple. 3-2, wave and a miss. An ugly swing from Holcraft as he got fooled with the off-speed pitch.
The tomfoolery is back by Speranza. The leg kick comes back, and so does the off-speed. This one a bit outside, and he left Holcraft not only swinging, he left him jumping too. Holcraft got some air on that one.
Yep. We have 29 people watching. Somebody please comment. I'll ask the question again. We would really love to see your answers. We'll give you a shout-out. The fastest inside the park home run in MLB history. Who was it, and what was the time? You get bonus points for the time. We got to guess Trey Turner. It is not Trey Turner. It is not Ricky Henderson. We're going to give the answer.
Is this somebody current?
It is a current player.
Oh, I know it. I
Don't
just can't
say
say.
it.
I can't
Don't
say.
say
I
it.
can't say.
Don't say it.
I know who it is. I'll tell it to you off the air.
Yes,
but,
we will next half inning, bottom of the fifth, we will give you the answer. Here's the 1-1 to Touchstone, and he's out in front at that pitch. Well, he's 0 for 2 tonight, but he walked in the first and came around to score.
Coming into this game, he was tied for third on the team with an average of 350. And he's been right in the mist with an on-base percentage of .519. 5 walks, 2 hit by pitches, 7 hits. 2 of them extra base hits.
What'd you say? No, that is a good guess, though. That was my. I had a guess. I texted it. I can't say his guess because I don't want to spoil it to the viewers, but that was one of my guesses. I had 2 guesses that I gave. That's a wave and a miss, strike 3, so back-to-back strikeouts for Speranzana.
Back-to-back swinging strikeouts, I must add. Speranza's first couple were looking. This time he's getting batters for the Mohawks to chase, mainly on high pitches. That first strikeout was high and outside for Holcraft, and Touchstone, he got the high fastball after a couple of breaking balls, and Speranza let him have it.
You think if I go into the chat and put the question, people might answer?
I think I'm more focused on what's at stake. It's a high-scoring game. Our first high-scoring game for either team on the year as Mohawks broadcasters. Yep. I'm just trying to take it all in as the current color commentator. Well, Jaden Harriel's up to bat.
Yep, now it's Jaden Harriel, third baseman. He's 1 for 1 today. Came around to score his last time up.
See, now would be the perfect time due to the Yankees' 2-strike Star Wars noise. It was done last time at 1 strike.
Yep. We have the Psycho Shark. I love that one.
Jaws music.
Here's the 0-2. That one's ripped to the shortstop. Crosey to first. In time, side retired. So a 6-3 put out by the shortstop, Crosey, to end the inning, and the Mohawks go down 1-2-3. Stay tuned. We have the answer. Comment your guesses. We'll be back in just a moment.
MCT Federal Credit Union is a member-owned financial cooperative serving all of Montgomery County, providing financial solutions since 1960. Their member experience is driven by innovation, technology, and reliable personalized service. MCT provides a comprehensive array of financial services, low-rate financing, and convenient e-services. To learn more, visit mct-fcu.org. Again, that's mct-fcu.org.
The Amsterdam Mohawks like to thank our sponsors, 3 Rings Protection and Training Services. Owner
Welcome back. We have the answer to the trivia question. I'm going to give Leo a chance to answer. Oh, no, you did tell it to me. I'm going to let you say your guess on the air, and then I will reveal the answer and the time.
So I'm not going to say my first guess because my first guess was wrong. I'm actually going to break the system and say a second guess, and my second guess is going to be Billy Hamilton.
It's not Billy Hamilton.
Oh, it was close enough.
The correct answer is Byron Buxton at 13.85. I guessed Ellie De La Cruz at 13.9. So I did as
well. That was my first guess. I just didn't want to share it because it was wrong. That's very impressive, though. Byron Buxton does not have the speed, though, because he's had a couple of knee injuries over his career.
Yep, he used to be blazing fast. He's still pretty fast compared to the average player, but obviously not like he used to be. The same thing can be said about Starling Marte as well. He had a couple of injuries on top of that. It's going to be Painter, the DH. He got on base last time via the error that brought in 2 runs from Bray Touchstone at first base. He's set to lead off here, and it's 1-2. They had a Desi bat competition. The kids were they enjoyed it. It was awesome. It was in between innings. 1-2 check swing. Did he go? They say no. And, this is where it becomes such a tricky call for the umpires. So that, obviously, with a left-handed batter in a major league game, college, whatever, you're going to look to third. That's the best umpire to see if he went around the check swing. But here, there's only another umpire, and you have to check at first. That's strike 3. Got him looking.
I think that was at the same spot as the previous pitch. Even though it was a check swing, we could see from the broadcast booth that the batter did not go around. And then James Reddick. God, my words are not on my tongue today. But James Reddick, he got one pretty much at the same position, and he got the batter to go window shopping. That batter being Painter, the designated hitter. Up now to bat is Sanchez, the catcher.
You sure Painter wasn't going paint shopping?
I can't tell you.
That's 9 straight retired for the Saugerties Stallions. That's credit to Mohawk pitching right there, as that one's fouled off and quickly 0-2 on Sanchez. Sanchez has 2 sac flies, so he's 0 for 0 today. He was the first person out of this 9 straight to be retired.
That's credit to James Reddick in specific, because Falaise had a rocky outing. Scambauti had a rocky outing.
That one's to the shortstop. Holcraft throws to first. It's high and not in time. Umpire didn't really say safe. He kind of put his arms up like a field goal. But nonetheless, I guess that means safe. And that'll be an error on the shortstop, Holcraft.
I think the umpire was putting his hands up in case of any interference by Touchstone. That was going to be safe because that was a high throw by Holcraft. Even though Holcraft did get a good field on the ball, I just think the ball had a bit too much zip on it.
Yeah, it did. And the throw also, it came scorching out of the hand of Holcraft. That one's in the air to right center field. Coming on over is Hardin. He calls off the center fielder. He makes the catch to his side.
I think that was an interesting play by Hardin, too, because usually the center fielder is the one to call off everybody else.
Yeah.
This time it was Sebastian Hardin, mainly because he got a better read on the ball due to the lights. And lights have been a problem in the PGCBL.
Yes, it has. You look at the Amsterdam Mohawks win a couple of, I don't even want to say weeks ago. Was it this week?
It was this past week. It was this past Monday against Boonville.
Feel like it.
Thank God I got the team right this time. But against Boonville, Jake Long had the long walk-off single that the left fielder, Esposito, actually misplayed. It was lost in the lights, and then the game was lost in our memories.
Yeah.
That was a 9-8 win in favor of the Amsterdam Mohawks.
It just doesn't feel like it was this Monday. It's been a long week, and we had 2 days off. I ended up seeing the weekend, and it was not on the weekend. I actually ended up seeing him on a weekday. But we had 2 days off. Actually, we had 3 days off because of the Utica game postponement. We played golf, and I saw the weekend. And, those games, they feel like they were years ago. Not years ago, but it seems like it was opening week, and it really wasn't. It was Monday.
It was funny. Matt didn't invite me to the weekend. He actually didn't even text me. He left me stranded in Amsterdam. So I watched the NBA Finals. I got a bit heartbroken by Tyrese Halliburton. And for the 4th straight time this playoffs, I just went to sleep early after that.
Yeah, my friend texted me last minute. He's like, "You want to go?" I said, "Absolutely."
You know what made me more mad? You woke me up because you came home at 3 in the morning and were whistling, and then I heard you talk about Celsius, and I'm like, oh, Celsius, so it must be morning. Oh, it's too early in the morning.
It is too early in the morning. It was too early, as that one is a called strike. No, I think the reason I woke you up was because I noticed that the water bottles that I put in the fridge were frozen, and when I went to go move one of them, 4 of them decided to fall over, and I think that's where you woke up. That was a very interesting thing because I put the water in the fridge, and it was set on 1, and I take it out, and it was not that cold. So what did I do? I put it on 4. I probably shouldn't have put it on 4. And we learned our lesson right there. We also had that lesson learned in college, too. So 2 times, obviously not the charm. Maybe it'll be the 3rd time.
Top of the order again. It's Rodriguez for his 4th time in 5 innings.
That 1-2 misses high. Now 2-2.
For Rodriguez, Luis Rodriguez, I might add, 263 average coming into this game. His OBP was 462. 5 walks, 2 hit by pitches. He's been all over.
Here's the 2-2. Scorched into left field. That's a base hit. Rounding second, and he'll put on the brakes was Sanchez. He thought better of that one as Long able to cut that ball off perfectly.
So I've been trying to put my head out like this to get a better view of left field, and I'm glad I did, because what I saw was Jake Long actually having a bit of a sideways leap, I should say. He was a bit hesitant. That was the word that I was looking for, and I think that hesitation goes a long way. If he got a rocket of a jump, I think he could have cut in front of that ball much sooner to maybe make a diving play.
Absolutely, and Sanchez was thinking about rounding second but thought better of it when he saw Long make a really nice cutoff. And that'll bring up Crow C as he takes an 0-1. So he takes a 0-0 pitch in for a strike. He's 0 for 2 so far. Last time he was a victim of the backwards K, struck out looking, and then he popped up on the first base side in the 2nd inning. Came around to score on a walk. That's a check swing back to the pitcher. And the flip to first is in time. So Reddick with a really nice play. That's why you practice the PFP. It's a 1-3 putout, and that retires the side. Don't go anywhere. You're watching on ABN.
Farmers Insurance has spent 90 years putting customers first. Visit farmers.com to learn more. Come to Recovery Sports Grill, where Mohawks fans feel at home even when they're not in the ballpark, offering delicious food and drinks from burgers and beer to mocktails and desserts, and exclusive promotions and offers through our Hall of Fame Rewards program. Enjoy the fan and family environment where Recovery Sports Grill is proud to support local sports and always happy to host your family or team.
While the Mohawks shine on the diamond shine bright at Northeastern Fine Jewelers. Come choose from a vast collection of products from all of your favorite brands, such as Omega, Cartier, Breitling, and more. Whether it's everyday jewelry or if you need something for that special day, we have you covered with our fashion and bridal assortments. Visit us in Albany, Schenectady, or Glens Falls to see what Northeastern can do for you.
When the Mohawks win, you also win at McDonald's. Whenever the Mohawks claim victory, take your game ticket to the McDonald's on Market Street in Amsterdam and receive a free small fry. You must have your ticket stub with you.
At NBT Bank, we know that this day starts with this one. That's why no matter what day you're planning for next, you can count on us to help you get started. NBT Bank, it starts here.
Welcome back. The Amsterdam Mohawks lead at 14-9 over the Saugerties Stallions. I don't know why I almost said Scallions. They are not the Scallions. They're the Stallions. A little thrown off. I made a mark with my pen across my scorebook. You guys know I take my scorebook very seriously, so I'm not too pleased with that. Now it looks kind of weird. But it's not too bad. Young will lead off here. First pitch swinging fouled back, and, well, got to mention it again. Hit the grand slam his first time up.
Young 1 for 2 this game. The first at-bat being the grand slam. Second at-bat he got out, but the third at-bat he got the Mohawk way, the base on balls treatment.
Yep.
And last inning was actually the first inning that the Mohawks did not put up any runs. And this is the top of the 6th.
That's a swing and a miss, now 0-2.
It's getting Young to chase a lot on the breaking ball, which has been Young's problem, especially dating back to that second at-bat. That was kind of why he got out, because he chased pitches low and in the dirt that were not on high speeds. I should have said off speed. Yikes.
That's all good. We're here in the top of the 6th. Here's the 0-2. That one gets away.
That was a breaking ball in the dirt. A bit of a broadcaster's jinx, but I wouldn't say a full broadcaster's jinx, as that was, I think, too far in the dirt.
Now, we're way past this because Speranzana is still on to pitch, but I completely forgot to mention Svensson's line. Well, 2.2 innings pitched, 6 hits, 10 runs, 10 of them earned, 4 walks and 1 strikeout. Now, that did happen a while ago, but I completely forgot to mention it, so that's on me.
Do you know it's actually funnier? I just remembered I faced him last year, senior year in high school.
Really? How'd you
RBC and Ranny. 0 for 1.
That's not bad. That one's tapped back foul. What was the 0 for 1, though? Was it a strikeout? Was it an error? You got on base?
What do you think?
Strikeout.
Yeah.
Let me guess. I feel like you're a swinging type guy. I feel like you gave it a shot.
Well, I actually gave it 2 shots. The count was 2-2. I swung at both the strikes, and then I went window shopping.
Oh, I really thought you weren't going to go window shopping. Here's the 2-2. That one runs inside. Did it hit him? No.
No, it was a bit close, though.
Yeah, I saw
I've
him
actually
back
had
off.
some close balls back in my day. My first high school at bat was actually a hit by pitch.
Oh, boy.
In our 42-0 Mercy against Asbury Park, which eventually made it on Twitter to John Boy. John Boy reposted that.
Was it an ethos?
I would believe so. It was a 35-mile-per-hour ethos.
Swing and a miss. Strike 3 on the payoff pitch, and Young goes down for the first out of the inning. That'll bring up Walker, the catcher. He's 0 for 3 today. Struck out looking his last time up.
Dating back to John Young Jr., that was his first strikeout as an Amsterdam Mohawk, but that was a very solid at-bat. The full count situation, it's actually been going either way for Amsterdam. It's been half walks, or actually half on base, half out. So I think the Mohawks have been handling that really well and definitely above average.
That one's scorched but foul. So I didn't get to this because he hit a home run on the first pitch, and then I got sidetracked in his last couple at bats. But we'll take a look at Young Jr., his stats in Alabama. 136 this year. He only played 14 games. That one's ripped to left field down the line. Is it fair? Yes, it is. Hustling to second is Walker, and he's got a stand-up double.
That was just on the line. That's why I stick my head out of this broadcast booth, which I know could be dangerous to this setup and to myself, but I really had to see that ball, as that was literally right on the line. That was a fair by a matter of millimeters.
Yeah, I saw it too, but I just wanted to wait for the umpires to confirm, and I saw Coach point fair, but then I realized it's Coach, and I really can't go off what he says. He has a good view, but you can never trust unless it's the umpire. So, going back to John Young Jr. as Curtis now the DH. He got his first hit as the RBI single last time. He's batted 136. He played in 14 games. He's a freshman, keep in mind. He started 4 of those games, so 10 of those he came off the bench. That's a ground ball to third, but it gets through. It's misplayed by Barbero again. Putting on the brakes at third is Walker. We'll see what they rule it. I'm not sure if Barbero touched the ball. Nonetheless,
I think that squeaked right through. That was a hit.
So that'll be ruled a hit, but another misplay by Barbero.
Well, that wasn't really a misplay. That was just a ball that, again, was a bouncing ball, which Barbero has had trouble fielding this game. Actually, I shouldn't say fielding. I should say more of the throwing part.
Yep.
He's had a good job fielding, but actually, now that I remember it, a ball squeaked by Barbero in the third, I'd say. That was a bouncer.
Yep.
So the bouncing balls have been hit or miss for Barbero, and that was a great sequence on those past 2 at-bats with Walker, the double, his second of the year, another pull-side double, and Curtis gets his second hit in his second at-bat in a row, another single. Not for an RBI this time, but hey, I mean, it was the right play, as Barbero has been struggling with the balls that have not been on a line.
That pitch just misses. Filippi now batting, and, well, back to Young Jr. again. His slugging percentage was .136. His on-base was .208, so not numbers that he would be too mad about, but not numbers that he'd be overall crazy about. And he comes here and just hits a home run, and that's all part of development. He's freshman in a really good school. That one's ripped to the right side. It's over the head of the second baseman. 1 run is in, and Filippi has an RBI single. It's now 15-9.
I'm going to use another term that I like using, the looper. The looper is most balls that have been not on a line, but more on a pop fly trajectory. And it's mainly came to the opposite field, or opposite field, I should say, for most hitters. Filippi now another victim. Brandon McCrane has been the OG victim, I should say, as we have a mound visit, and the infield's coming in for this one. It might be a pitching change.
Yep, so Speranzana, he let up 3 straight hits. That one was a little inside-out swing that blooped over the second baseman Cavazzoni's head, and we are going to get a pitching change here. So don't go anywhere. The Mohawks lead it on ABN.
Don't get caught in a pickle when a storm blows in from left field. An automatic standby generator from Adirondack Generators will keep the lights on, drinks cold, and the Mohawks game playing loud and clear. Adirondack Generators, where your service is our priority. Visit us at www.adirondackgenerators.com or call 518-224-1492. Altieri's Landscaping and Snowplowing, LLC, is a full landscaping company providing full property maintenance services, lawn mowing, shrub removal, spring and fall cleanup, excavation, gravel driveway rehabs, and upgrades, along with design work. Altieri's also provides full snowplowing services come wintertime. Tim Altieri is a veteran of the Navy who started this business 1 year of being out of the service in 1994. Tim is passionate about the work he and his team do at Altieri's Landscaping. A family-owned small engine repair shop in the town of Amsterdam, Dot Skills Equipment and Repair works on any makes and models of lawn and garden equipment, plus snowblowers, generators, and chainsaws. They offer pickup and delivery. Call Got Skills at 518-848-2580. That's 518-848-2580. The Montgomery County Office for Aging is committed to serving the older citizens of Montgomery County. Check out officeforaging.com to learn more. Your local Amsterdam Taco Bell is proud to support the Mohawks. Be sure to stop by after the game to satisfy all your cheesy, crunchy, melty cravings. Open.
Welcome back. Call to the bullpen. Van Valken is now in for Anthony Speranzana. Pardon me, Andrew Speranzana. I saw the A and I assumed Anthony. I have a friend named Anthony. Maybe that's why I thought of it. And Harden rips one foul on the first pitch he sees.
Dating back to last at-bat, Harden with a triple to the opposite side. That ball squeaked into the corner. That ball at some distance, that could have been a home run over the mini Mohawk monster, because that was well over 260 feet.
Yep. That pitch catches the zone for a strike, now 0-2. I have to write down this name. Van Valkenburg. That's a big name. Van Valken.
I'm trying to find it on our sheet as we speak.
I'm just going to put Van Valken in my scorebook.
Okay.
It is Van Valkenburg. He's ahead 0-2. And he throws the off-speed pitch that misses high. So we have a stat correction at the moment. And obviously you can decipher it however you want. And I do happen to agree with this one. Not stat broadcast. The PGCBL site, we now have it. Curtis, it was an error on the third baseman, so not a good night for Barbaro. That's his third error. That one is blasted in the air to left field. It stays up enough. Ford coming on over. He makes the catch, and a fake tag by Curtis at second base, but he puts on the brakes. Now 2 outs.
Got just a bit under that fastball. If you would have directed it a bit more to center field, there's a chance that Curtis would have actually tagged up from second and gotten to third safely. And on the subject of errors, I just researched this. The Stallions have 4, the Mohawks with 2. If you do the math, 4 plus 2 equals 6. That's the most errors in a game in the entire PGCBL all season, and we are still in play.
Unbelievable. So now it's going to be Long. He comes into bat here. He had a double his last time up. He's 2 for 3 with a strikeout and a sac fly. So he's got 2 hits on the day. Came around to score in the second inning. And he pops that one up, foul. Back to the Harden pop fly. That was a big league pop-up. That ball was way up in the air.
Way up into the rain, I might add. It's
raining.
It's kind of, I would say it's misting a little bit.
Doesn't look like it. Actually, no, now that I look at the lights, I do see it.
You always got to look at the lights in the nighttime.
Yep, absolutely.
I learned that the hard way in high school baseball. We had some night games in our past.
The 0-2 to Long. Swinging a high fly ball to right center field. Back at the wall. It is caught by Rodriguez in center field. So Long gave that one a ride. A loud third out of the inning. But that retires the side. We step aside. We head to the next inning where the Saugerties Stallions come to bat.
MCT Federal Credit Union is a member-owned financial cooperative serving all of Montgomery County, providing financial solutions since 1960. Their member experience is driven by innovation, technology, and reliable personalized service. MCT provides a comprehensive array of financial services, low-rate financing, and convenient e-services. To learn more, visit mct-fcu.org. Again, that's mct-fcu.org.
The Amsterdam Mohawks like to thank our sponsors, Three Rings Protection and Training Services. Owner Dwayne Potter is a licensed private investigator in the state of New York. He also provides armed and unarmed security officers to various businesses in upstate New York. To contact Dwayne for information, call 518-225-3283. That's 518-225-3283.
Welcome back. Duval into the game now. Had to give that a little shout. Derek Duval, the opening day starter. The line is closed on Reddick. I don't have stats right now. Why? Well, Scambati and Reddick's line was smashed together in the statistics. So once we get that figured out, we'll have the line.
It happens.
It does happen. I don't want to sit through
I got to point this out
now.
while I have the chance. This is a mid-game situation, so Duval has pretty much completed the trifecta. He started opening night for the Mohawks against Oneonta. He came in to close Monday's contest against Boonville. He came in to finish Friday's Mercy against Mohawk Valley, and now he's positioned right in the middle of a high-scoring game against the Saugerties Stallions.
Absolutely right with that. 1 run last inning for the Amsterdam Mohawks in the top of the 6th. Duval, the 1-1. That fastball misses low.
I think
Wes
this is a
Walker
perfect
thought he had
situation to insert Duval in. I'm sorry, apologies if I cut you off,
No,
but
you're good.
thoughts are coming fast to my head as Hobbenseeken is up.
That one's fouled to the right side. It stays up, but it'll go into the bullpen. Oh, just missed the bullpen. But, yeah, no, I agree with you. It's a good spot to have him up, and it is the trifecta.
Yeah, with Hobbenseeken, who's over 500, Barbero, whose average is not as high, but he's still a dangerous hitter in his many games played. He's worked a couple of walks. And then you have Ford coming up, who's...
That's laced to center field. It'll stay up for Filippi. He has room, and that's the first out of the inning.
Well, Ford was batting a respectable 474, and for Hobbenseeken, his average dips to just around 500 with that pop fly. That was a fastball that most hitters off of Derek Duval usually take to center field.
Yep.
So Luke Filippi has had a ton of work when Derek Duval's on the mound because those fastballs around the inside of the plate are usually taken to areas around center field, and Luke Filippi has statistically recorded a lot of outs for Duval this season.
Now it's Barbero. He's 2 for 3. His last at bat, he grounded to the first baseman touchstone. He made the flip to the pitcher. It was Reddick at the time. And Duval, well, pitching product out of Zach Breen. You know Zach Breen can trust him right here as he fans the fastball right by Barbero.
That was a power swing by Derek Barbero. Even though he was batting .091 on the season, he's had a very solid game offensively. Defensively, he is responsible for 2 of the 4 Stallions errors.
So now 2 strikes as that one's called for a strike on Danny Barbero. 2-2 is fouled back.
That hit the top of the stadium.
Oh, my goodness. This is a beautiful park, I will say. This is definitely one of the nicer parks we've been to. I mean, we've only been to Glens Falls and Mohawk Valley so far. Here's the 2-2. That breaking ball runs high. Now 3-2 count full. I mean, this press box is beautiful. The setup is beautiful.
This is the first time we've been in a press box technically all year because
yes, it is. Well,
at our home setup in Amsterdam, we don't have a box situation.
We don't. And then Mohawk Valley, that one's in the air to center field. Filippi has room. Harden's there as well, and Filippi makes the catch. So the second out he records this inning to a side.
So that was a smarter call off there by Luke Filippi. In a previous ball hit to right center field, I forget the inning off the top of my head, but Sebastian Harden actually called off Luke Filippi because he got a better jump on the ball. This time, it was more casual. No runners are on base this time. In Sebastian Harden's situation, a runner was on second, so Harden kind of had to run into center field, and he would have had a better jump to throw out the runner on second base. This time, however, though, nobody's on base, so Filippi could just make a little basket catch, I should say.
Well, now it's Ford as he scorches one to center field, but that's going to fall in for a base hit. So Ford, who was 0 for 1 with a strikeout and 2 walks, he's got his first hit of the night.
And this brings me back to my point. Most balls off of Derek Duval's fastball have been hit towards the center field area. Filippi recorded 2 outs already this inning, and he got another ball right his way. This one's stopping a bit short of him. But that brings me back to my point.
Now it's Kaminsky, who is 1 for 3 today. Last time he grounded out to the second baseman. He also popped out to the right fielder, Sebastian Harden, as he takes a strike right there. But he also came around to score in the first inning after he got a single.
He's also received throws every which way, specifically from Derek Barbero. And that allowed a couple of Mohawks runners to reach the bag and a few Mohawks runners to score in relation to the top of the first inning. That error kind of commenced the Mohawks scoring spree.
So now the 1-1 with a runner at first. It's Ford. That one's grounded to the third baseman, but it gets through Harriel, and it goes into left field. So now 2 runners aboard here.
So that was a tough play for Harriel. I think that squeezed right by his glove. Even with the motion that he was attempting to scoop up the ball, it would have been a tough throw. He would have had to throw on the run, and that's a tough throw for any infielder.
I have it down as a single, and it looks like the stats also have it down as a single, and I think that's the right call, and that'll bring up Painter, the DH. Struck out looking his last time up. He's 0 for 2 today because he got aboard via the error in the second inning, which led to 2 runs from Bray Touchstone at first base. He also came around to score via the walk in the first inning.
He's been every which way, it seems like, and he hasn't even been on the other side of the field. He's just DHing this game. He has a fielding percentage of .917 when he's in the field.
So runners at first and second here. Mohawks up 15-9. And a little 2-out rally for the Stallions. That pitch is at the knees for a strike 0-1.
Way to paint the zone there by Duval against Painter.
I see what you did there.
Hey, I've been trying to think of many of those on the fly.
I like that one.
Got to keep the viewers and listeners entertained in some capacity.
Absolutely. Here's the 0-1. Duval fires, and that one just missed. And he puts his arms up in the air. He wants to know where that pitch missed.
Well, he was trying to paint the outskirts of the zone like I previously joked around, but this one was just a near miss. And also a near miss for a hit by pitch. That was pretty close to Painter.
Here's the 1-1. Ground ball to Touchstone. He'll flip to Duval, and it's in time for the 1-3 put out And that for the 3-1 put out, my apologies, and that retires the side. So Duval escapes the threat. 2 runners left on base for the Stallions. Don't go anywhere. You're watching on ABN.
Farmers Insurance has spent 90 years putting customers first. Visit farmers.com to learn more. Come to Recovery Sports Grill, where Mohawks fans feel at home even when they're not in the ballpark, offering delicious food and drinks from burgers and beer to mocktails and desserts, and exclusive promotions and offers through our Hall of Fame Rewards program. Enjoy the fan and family environment where Recovery Sports Grill is proud to support local sports and always happy to host your family or team.
While the Mohawks shine on the diamonds shine bright at Northeastern Fine Jewelers. Come choose from a vast collection of products from all of your favorite brands, such as Omega, Cartier, Breitling, and more. Whether it's everyday jewelry or if you need something for that special day, we have you covered with our fashion and bridal assortments. Visit us in Albany, Schenectady, or Glens Falls to see what Northeastern can do for you.
When the Mohawks win, you also win at McDonald's. Whenever the Mohawks claim victory, take your game ticket to the McDonald's on Market Street in Amsterdam and receive a free small fry. You must have your ticket stub with you.
At NBT Bank, we know that this day starts with this one. That's why no matter what day you're planning for next, you can count on us to help you get started. NBT Bank, it starts here.
We welcome you to the top of the 7th. Holcraft, the shortstop, is on to bat. And, I mean, we're trying to calculate this right now. So there is a glitch in the system. We're trying to calculate Reddick's line, but it's very tough to do. I'm not very skilled at this. I'd have to go back and look. So, unfortunately, we don't have it for you right now. But Chase Van Valkenburg is still on to pitch, and he faces Holcraft right here, 0-1.
Got some Wii Sports action in there.
Oh, my goodness. Sound guy put the strike noise on. Like from Wii Sports Bowling. That one's tap back foul. It was, in fact, a strike, and the emphaticness on it, I love it. It's awesome. So 0-2 right now. Holcraft steps in. Here's the 0-2. That's up high, ball 1.
I think the scoring has kind of trickled down a little bit, but the rain is starting to pick up. I think that's why.
Absolutely.
That's got to be a factor because the ball does get a bit more wet in the rain, making it a bit easier to grip.
Well, we'll see if this one could be caught. Kuminski goes over in foul territory, and Cavazzoni almost caught the ball and then got tripped up by the tarp, and they'll check on him, and he gets up, and he seems to be okay. So a scary sight there, but Cavazzoni able to get up. And yeah, the rain is definitely coming down, but it doesn't seem like it's a crazy amount of rain. It seems like a regular light little shower. Nothing too crazy yet. Well, I had the forecast on before. I'll take a look at my phone. We have drizzle for the next hour, light rain for the next hour. Definitely playable. It is a dirt field. That one's ripped to the first baseman, and a really nice play by Kuminski, who just tried to make that pop fly catch in right field and was unable to. And foul territory, my apologies.
So this was where infield errors are prone to happen as the dirt is now wet. The ball kind of speeds up a bit when it's at the dirt, as I've experienced in high school baseball. And thankfully for the Stallions, Kuminski was able to make that play, and he kind of had to go down on one knee. Touchstone, on the other hand, he's been doing the two standing stance. I really don't know what it's called. I didn't play first base in high school.
That one's ripped by the first baseman, but right at the shortstop, Croce, and he is safe. He did not get there. He didn't get the throw there in time, and a really good hustle from Touchstone to beat it out for an infield single. So a really nice play by Touchstone and a good call by the first base umpire. I think he got the foot down just a step ahead of that ball smacking the back of the mitt. Kaminsky made the biggest stretch he possibly could, but unfortunately for him, Touchstone with the wheels was able to beat it out. And Touchstone's a first baseman and a catcher. They're not really known to be that fast, but Touchstone, he's stolen bases this season, and he can run. Swing and a miss right there by Harriel. Harriel grounded out to the shortstop his last time up.
Touchstone plays in that last play by Touchstone. If you know banana turns, if you've ever been taught banana base running, he had to turn over to the right side because he didn't want to injure Kaminsky, his leg, because it was kind of stretched out and taking over most of the bag on that last play. So what Touchstone had to do was he had to go over to the right side and make sure he didn't turn anywhere left. So one, he didn't have to advance to second base, and two, he didn't injure Kaminsky's leg.
Absolutely. 15-9, Amsterdam leads it. Harriel at the plate, trying to add on here. We'll see if we get some motion at first from Touchdown. Definitely could see some movement. That pitch is low, now 1-2.
That ball is going to be hard to pitch with because that was in the dirt. Might be a little slippage. We could see a bit of high pitches now because if a ball is slippery, not only will the ball go faster, it will be higher too.
Absolutely. Here's the 1-2. That one misses high. Really good take from Harriel. Now 2-2. It's coming down a little bit harder now. Van Valkenburg still on to pitch. The 2-2. That's strike three. The off-speed pitch gets Harriel looking. That's the second out of the inning.
That was a breaking ball that actually looked a bit outside. And talk about painting the corners. That was a great job painting the high outside corner.
Yep. So now here's Young. 1 for 4 tonight. Sorry, 1 for 3 tonight. This is his fourth at bat. He walked and came around to score in the fourth after the grand slam.
So this would be his fifth at bat. He's 1 for 3. He got out twice. He had the grand slam, and then he walked. So this is technically his fifth at bat for the viewers at home.
But statistics-wise, walk doesn't technically count as an at bat. But yes, it's his fifth time up to the plate. And he's on with 2 outs here yet again. He had 2 outs when he hit the grand slam.
He hit that grand slam with the torpedo part, too.
Yes, he did. And he rips that one to the second baseman. Cavazzoni makes the toss to first in time to Kaminsky, and that retires the side. So the Mohawks leave one on base, and we'll go to the bottom half of the 7. It's stretch time here at Cantine Field. Don't go anywhere.
MCT Federal Credit Union is a member-owned financial cooperative serving all of Montgomery County, providing financial solutions since 1960. Their member experience is driven by innovation, technology, and reliable personalized service. MCT provides a comprehensive array of financial services, low-rate financing, and convenient e-services. To learn more, visit mct-fcu.org. Again, that's mct-fcu.org.
The Amsterdam Mohawks like to thank our sponsors, Three Rings Protection and Training Services. Owner Dwayne Potter is a licensed private investigator in the state of New York. He also provides armed and unarmed security officers to various businesses in upstate New York. To contact Dwayne for information, call 518-225-3283. That's 518-225-3283.
Welcome back. The Mohawks up 15-9 here. Stretch time is over. Bottom 7. We had a beautiful rendition of God Bless America. And now Sanchez on to bat. So yeah, he got a board via the error his last time up, and he's 0 for 1 today because of the 2 sack flies in back-to-back at-bats in the first and second inning. Now, if this doesn't tell you how this game is gone, I don't know what will, but he got back-to-back at-bats in the first and second inning, and then he didn't get his next plate appearance until the 5th inning. So that just shows
you know what
how
I'm
games
actually
slow
very
down.
surprised about?
What are you surprised
Take
about?
Me Out to the Ball Game was not played during the 7th inning stretch. God Bless America, I mean, that's reasonable. Like,
oh, absolutely.
I love the rendition of it.
It was beautiful. That one's chopped to the shortstop. Holcraft throws, and he gets the out. Really nice throw, and a nice grab by Touchdown, one aside.
I don't think the Mohawks really need Take Me Out to the Ball Game. Their pace of play is back on track. That was a great field by Holcraft. Last time Holcraft actually fielded a ball at shortstop, the throw went over the head of Touchstone.
Yes, it did.
This one right on the money, though, for the first out of the bottom of the 7th inning, as that brings up Carazoni, the second baseman.
The second baseman, Carazoni, flew out to center field his last time up for the second out of the inning. He also grounded to third in the second inning. He walked his first time up to keep that rally going. Everybody got a plate appearance in the first inning for the Saugerties Stallions. That one's laced in the air to center field. Coming on over is Filippi. He has room. He makes the catch, and for the second straight at-bat, he flew out to Filippi.
Wow. Filippi's been doing it all. He actually has recorded 3 of Duval's 5 outs, which kind of backs up my stat. I'm actually really happy that stat was the one that was backed up.
Yep.
Because most of my statistics that I've researched in the past, and I will admit this now, have been a little off. Not really doing my job. I apologize to the viewers at home, but as long as most of them are right and a few of them are wrong, I think I can manage with a few errors. Errors are a part of life.
Yes, it is, in fact, and that's what baseball is. It's a game of mistakes and errors. You're known for your highs, but you're also known for your lows. If you're in between, you're kind of known, but there's always 2 sides of the spectrum there with MLB, and anywhere you go, it's the players that outstand, and then it's the players that underperform. And there's kind of that middle where the real fans, they know who they are, but that's baseball. It's a game of mistakes. And you get known for it, and all the numbers prove it as well. That is a called strike on the bunt attempt.
That was Duval's best pitch he's thrown all day. You want to know why? Because that was a hanging slider that looked like it was about to hit Rodriguez, and it just painted the corner again. That was bottom inside, to be exact.
And he pulled it back. That was a very similar pitch, but that one stayed inside, now 3-1. So after getting the first 2 batters out of the inning, Duval is behind in the count 3-1.
He's got a swing here.
It's
3-1 situation.
Yep, Rodriguez knows he's probably going to get a pitch to hit here. Here it is. That pitch is low. He didn't like it, ball 4.
That was the pitch to hit, though. I think that could have been a strike. That had the outside bottom corner that time. But I just think that was not the best frame job by Wes Walker. And don't get me wrong, Wes Walker has had some impressive frame jobs over the past few games, especially against Glens Falls, where he made what should have been a walk on a 3-2 count into a called third strike.
Yep.
And the fans were not happy about that. The fans definitely remember that one.
Oh, they remember a lot from that game, and there was a lot that went wrong for Glens Falls in that game. That pitch catches a zone 0-1, and I'll note it here. That last pitch, the 3-1, I'll tell you this. If it's close, you don't have to swing because you know that you're ahead in the count. So if you happen to like the down and outside pitch, you can definitely give it for a ride. But there, he decides to wait back for another pitch, and it just happened to be ball 4, so he gets the free base anyways, and he didn't like that pitch. And now it's Croce as he fouls that one back.
Glad you got the pronunciation right.
Yep.
It only took you 5 at-bats, but now you got it right.
No, I got it right earlier in the game. I got it right at shortstop, too.
Croce's been getting it right at the plate, too. 250 average, 423 on base percentage, 3 walks, 3 hit by pitches, 5 hits, and 2 doubles.
0 for 3 tonight. Does have a walk, though. That one misses down. So it is an 0-fer, but he did come around to score in the first inning, so he got away via the walk. It's never a true 0-fer when, I mean, it still is an 0 for 3, but it's never really a bad day when you come around to score on a walk or when you walk in general. Swings and misses. That's strike 3, and that retires the side. So Duval makes quick work of Croce for the 3rd out. The Mohawks come to bat in the top of the 8th. Don't go anywhere. We have a special guest joining us in just a moment.
MCT Federal Credit Union is a member-owned financial cooperative serving all of Montgomery County, providing financial solutions since 1960. Their member experience is driven by innovation, technology, and reliable personalized service. MCT provides a comprehensive array of financial services, low-rate financing, and convenient e-services. To learn more, visit mct-fcu.org. Again, that's mct-fcu.org.
The Amsterdam Mohawks like to thank our sponsors, Three Rings Protection and Training Services. Owner Dwayne Potter is a licensed private investigator in the state of New York. He also provides armed and unarmed security officers to various businesses in upstate New York. To contact Dwayne for information, call 518-225-3283. That's 518-225-3283.
Welcome back to Mohawks, up 15-9 here, top of the 8th. We have a special guest with us, Ian Nicholas, SCAA All-American, first team from Syracuse, former Amsterdam Mohawk broadcaster. Those Mohawks fans who are tuning in right now, you guys have been tuning in for years. You probably will recognize this voice in a second. Ian, pleasure to meet you.
Thank you.
An absolute honor as well. So, Newhouse, amazing school, obviously, but I want to talk about Amsterdam real quick. What was your favorite memory? I know there were a lot of them that year.
Wow. I mean, the easy one would be, being in Batavia for that long night for the championship, because game 1 was at Shuttleworth and Amsterdam won. So game 2 was at Batavia, which is essentially Buffalo. So it's a huge trip. It's across the entirety of upstate New York. And then they lost game 2.
That's a base hit for Walker.
They lost game 2, which forced the game 3, so it was like a 7-8 hour workday just broadcasting there.
Oh, my goodness.
But you know what? Amsterdam got the job done. They had lost the season before to Saugerties in the championship, and in 2022, that was the first of what became the second three-peat for Keith Griffin, which is unreal to even say. So I feel like, there's a bunch of other insane memories in there, but that has to be, that day in Batavia has to be number 1.
Absolutely, and they're looking for what they're calling a Grand Slam season.
Right.
And rightfully so. Right now they're undefeated, 6-0, and they're playing pretty good ball right now. The offense has been so hot recently. I do want to go back to Syracuse for you. So did you just graduate? Did you graduate last year? Or?
I'm not that washed up. Just graduated a few weeks ago in May.
That's awesome. A lot of my friends just graduated as well. So what's it looking like for you up the road right now?
Yeah, great question. I'm still trying to answer it, to be honest. But I'm back home in Connecticut. I'm from just outside the city in Connecticut. And I've been, applying for jobs, interviewing for jobs. So hopefully have it locked up in the next few weeks, trying to do more local TV sports reporting. Although I still, when I was with Amsterdam, primarily I was broadcasting the games play-by-play. I didn't even have a partner. You guys are lucky. You guys have each other.
I thought you did have a partner.
No, they told me you did it alone.
No, I was solo, so it's either you love me or you hated me.
I thought it was some junior from Syracuse. I read about that on the website, but I must have been mistaken.
Must have been fake news. Artificial intelligence might have botched that one. But, no, I did that alone, and, you learned really just how to kind of survive on your own and be the play-by-play and the color at the same time. But you know what? It was a super valuable experience.
That was actually the start of the Syracuse pipeline. Sam Reese, a fellow Syracuse student, followed in your footsteps. And then right after it was Sam Fetterman and John Baccio. Both a part. All three are a part of Citrus TV, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
And then you get me. So,
absolutely.
Oh, come on, Leo. You got to give yourself some love. And I will say I didn't start it because I was recommended by this kid named Brad Klein, who was an Amsterdam broadcaster from Syracuse. And even the year before I was there was this kid named Ethan Frank, who was kind of near where I grew up.
That's a double play ball. The flip to second, the throw to first in time. We're going to keep you on. We don't have to go to break, so we can just keep talking.
Sorry, everybody at home. You guys can still get up and do whatever you have to do. You don't have to stick around.
Yeah, you don't guys. Yeah.
Apologies to the advertisements that have paid money.
Hey,
you guys are forgetting about that.
There's no better moneymaker in maybe summer collegiate baseball than Brian Spagnola. That guy is one of the greatest businessmen I've ever met.
It's unbelievable. I mean, he shakes everyone's hands. He reminds me of Penn State's AD right now. And, I mean, he shakes everyone's hands. He knows everybody. He makes so many connections. And, I mean, the Amsterdam crowd is unbelievable to get. And I mentioned this to them, too. I mean, their entire staff does such a great job. I mean, Megan, John, and Brian, they do the job of 20 people.
Yeah.
And I'm seeing all these signs around town. It's marketed better than half of these college teams. And the way that all of Amsterdam unites and comes together and the crowds that they get and the history behind the ballpark, it's so fascinating. I didn't know what I was getting myself into. I was kind of going to take anything that I possibly could, get my foot in the door, and Amsterdam happened to reach out to me. I had a couple of offers in the NECBL, but Amsterdam stuck out the most to me, and it was because I saw the broadcast. I really enjoyed it, and I really liked the crowd because I looked back at the winning moment from last year, and I was like, wow, like these people care. And then Megan also mentioned to me they have firework night. I was like, firework night for a summer league team? I was blown away. I was like, okay, so they have a good amount of income, and on top of that, a good publicity. And I mean, this is right down my alley.
Yeah. Do you know what I saw also? The amount of schedules, like fold-out schedules, that were just placed around town. I've gotten food. I've been to a ton of other. I've been to Target.
Everywhere.
I've like the schedules. It's kind of like they're marketing for a major league team.
Absolutely.
Like they want people to be involved, and people are involved. It's been nearly a sold-out crowd at Rao Family Stadium almost every night, including some near rainy games like on Tuesday.
I'll ask you this. What was your favorite, and if you have it, your favorite call as a broadcaster with the Amsterdam Mohawks? I know it's tough, and you had every call because it was just you.
Right.
So every run scored, that's under your name. But if you could pinpoint one specific moment, what do you have?
A few come to mind really quickly. You know, we went to Utica for a doubleheader, and we had an inside-the-park home run.
Wow.
So that was insane. Unfortunately, it happened because two Utica outfielders just kind of collided into each other at full speed. But it was just one of the miraculous kind of plays. There was a walk-off in the middle of the summer against the Diamond Dogs, which for some reason that year, I mean, they're always pretty good in the East Division, but that year it was a pretty contentious back and forth. Like, it was kind of split right down the middle. Like, they had Amsterdam's number throughout the summer, so a walk-off against them, that was really impressive as well.
Well, nobody seems to have Amsterdam's number right now as Touchstone comes over in foul territory to retire Hoban Siefkin, and that's the first out of the inning. Now, this is your first game of the season. You haven't been here. Did you see the team last year in person?
No, I have not watched a PGCBL game since I broadcasted that championship game in 22.
So I want to ask you this. How does this team look compared to what you saw 2 years ago? They're cruising right now. I mean, are you impressed? And what have you noticed specifically? Any differences? Obviously, I don't know, maybe a couple of players have stuck around. Anybody you remember?
Well, the guy, unfortunately, didn't have a great night tonight, but he's a really great kid, is Sam Falace.
Yep.
I mean, you guys were, I think, talking about it on the broadcast earlier because I've been in the booth all night.
You threw up the deuces, too.
Yeah, because at 22, that's what I was trying to say. He's been around since 2022. But he was a really, really good kid, and I know he's struggled with a lot of injury issues, which is why I think he's still trying to, even after a few years collegiately at Pitt and Siena, is still trying to find his footing. But I'm just happy he's still sticking around here, and he was one of two high schoolers who just finished up their senior year of high school. He was I think Colony Central High School guy, kind of close to Amsterdam, and one other kid, Mike O'Shaughnessy from Christian Brothers Academy in Amsterdam. Those two were the two high schoolers going into college on that team, And that was just really interesting to see because, everybody else on that team it felt like SEC or ACC, a couple JUCO guys as well, but those two high schoolers definitely stood out like a sore thumb.
Well, you're going to like this. I'm pretty sure, if I'm not wrong here, Sam Fillets, he came in against the Diamond Dogs after one of the pitchers hit 3 straight batters to load the bases with nobody out. It was his first appearance. He was the longest tenured Amsterdam Mohawk. There was a great crowd. We were in the middle of it because of the setup that we had. He got a backwards K, and then a swinging strikeout, and then a fly out to center to right field to retire the side, 1, 2, 3, and the Amsterdam crowd went crazy. It was such a good moment for him. We were on the radio that day. We didn't have the camera up and running, but those who were tuning in, they were able to hear it and hear the excitement that we had as well as that ball is grounded to Harriel. He makes a really nice throw.
There's the running throw.
Barbro out. 2 outs.
I was kind of scared of that running throw, but I'm glad that Harriel made that play. He kind of charged the ball, a bit of a sidearm right in the glove of touchdown. Now I got to ask you this.
Sure.
Best play you have ever seen from a broadcasting perspective or even from a fan's perspective? It doesn't have to be a part of the Amsterdam Mohawks because you've been around. You went to the Cape Cod League right after Amsterdam. You broadcasted for the Orleans Firebirds for 2 summers. So if I have to ask you this, what's been the best play you've seen as a broadcaster?
Dude, that's such a good question. And I wish I had like that. It's this, but you guys asked a good question. You obviously have a job for a reason.
Yep.
The best game I've probably called was my senior year at Syracuse when they upset Miami in the Dome to end the regular season.
Oh, I remember that game.
And then
I was
knocked
a
the
fan
Hurricanes pretty much out of the college football playoff in the process.
Yep.
So, you know what? I'm going to go to that game, and it was a game where there wasn't a lot of defense. It was 38-35 final in regulation, but one of our defensive backs, his name was Devin Grant, Buffalo transfer. He stripped on a receiver screen, a bubble screen, Xavier Restrepo, one of the best receivers in college football, just stripped him of the ball and just took it to the house, 60 yards, a forced fumble, recovery, and score. That was one of the best individual efforts I've ever seen in sports. That was pretty sweet.
That's one of the best games I've ever been to as a fan because I got to storm the field after.
You did?
It was awesome, yeah.
That's awesome. I have not been able to do that yet with Penn State. It's probably going to be a while, and if it does happen this year, I'll be in the booth when the only chance they have to do it is against Oregon for the whiteout. I'll be up in the booth.
Right.
Very honored that I have that call. Ian, thank you so much as Ford strikes out to end the inning. You are an absolute pleasure, and I wish you the best of luck along the way. A lot of my friends are also in the same spot as you. The job market is just not great for broadcasters right now, so I wish you the best of luck. You will absolutely find something soon, and always come back to Amsterdam. We'd love to have you.
Thank you, guys. Hey, Grand Slam, let's make it happen, right?
Absolutely. Don't go anywhere. You're watching on ABN.
MCT Federal Credit Union is a member-owned financial cooperative serving all of Montgomery County, providing financial solutions since 1960. Their member experience is driven by innovation, technology, and reliable personalized service. MCT provides a comprehensive array of financial services, low-rate financing, and convenient e-services. To learn more, visit mct-fcu.org. Again, that's mct-fcu.org. The Amsterdam Mohawks like to thank our sponsors, Three Rings Protection and Training Services. Owner Dwayne Potter is a licensed private investigator in the state of New York. He also provides armed and unarmed security officers to various businesses in upstate New York. To contact Dwayne for information, call 518-225-3283. That's 518-225-3283.
Welcome back. Sebastian Harden sets a lead off here, and he swings at the first pitch, hits it to the shortstop, Croce. He's going to throw, and he is safe. An infield single for Harden. He was sprinting as hard as he can out of the box, and he beats it out.
The Sebastian Harden hit counter has been moved up to 3. This is his 3rd hit in his past 2 games. The triple coming earlier, and then we have an infield single, his 2nd infield single of the season, and that adds on to the Mohawks hit barrage. 15 runs on 14 hits. And on the other side, the Saugerties have not scored a run since the 2nd inning.
You are correct. Now we're in the top of the 9th. This game, well, I can't say it's been flying by as that ball's hit way up in the air to center field. Rodriguez, he has room. He makes the catch, and that's the first out of the inning. It has been a very speedy second half of the game. That's what I'll say, because the first half, well, that one took very long. We're around the 3 hour and 9 minute mark, which is pretty standard for a 9-inning game in the PGCBL. It's just that the game is sped up. If it stayed on the same pace that it did in the first 3 innings, well, I think we would have been here till midnight.
I just don't like the sound of that. I have no words for that at all. I'm just a hungry color commentator. Hungry, keyword hungry. But
well, you know, I think it's payback for the last 2 days, last 2 games. We've been lucky with the 7-inning mercy rule, and we've been able to get off the hook early. And I think this is kind of a little bit of payback for us being too overzealous about it.
I wouldn't say overzealous. We were kind of just living in the moment.
Yes.
And I even predicted the Mohawks would continue their hot streak tonight. And they are, but it's not by a mercy rule.
No, not at all. And it's obviously not over yet. The way this game has been, any rally can be started in around 2 seconds. You know, it's a 6-run game. And, well, if you look at the bottom of the first, the Stallions put up 6 with ease. So it can, you know, sometimes it's just the first and the last inning that come back to haunt you. And you never know. Amsterdam looking for some insurance here as that 2-1 pitch gets in for a strike, now 2-2. Holcraft at the plate. He has 2 strikeouts today. He does have a double.
He has a stolen base, too. That count is up to 7, leading the PGCBL.
And he fouls that one back. So he's 1 for 5 today. He got on board via the error, which led to the grand slam. That was one of 3 errors by Barbero. Barbero is still a talented player. Not the night he's going to remember, but definitely shouldn't hang your head up on it. That one's ripped foul. And
ooh, that just missed the light.
I was tracking that too. We had a couple of balls hit the light pole. We had one at Shuttleworth hit the actual pole, and then I think at Mohawk Valley we had one hit the actual light framing. Here's the 2-2 runner on first. Breaking ball, swing and a miss. Holcraft was out in front, and he's retired. Now 2 outs.
That was another breaking ball that Holcraft kind of got dancing on. The last strike, his last at bat, as a matter of fact. He struck out on a breaking ball, kind of outside, a bit too high. He jumped a little bit. This time, he swung a bit too late. Again, he could not time the breaking ball, and that resulted in another swinging strike. I sounded like Frank the Tank there a little bit.
Oh, Frank the Tank. Another ground out for Jeff McNeil. Not today, though. He was fantastic. Now here's Bray Touchstone at an infield single his last time up. He's 1 for 4 today. Mohawks have the bullpen working, so they're going to turn it over to do their presumable, I guess, closer. They haven't really made an official one yet. We saw Curtis and Duval both close out games, and who else closed out a couple of games?
Joey Getsowicz?
Yes.
Getsowicz,
yeah.
And I saw him warming up in the bullpen, but they elected to keep Derek Duval in the game because the score is pretty high right now, and Duval was having a solid 2 innings.
Was Duval the one that pitched to the top of the 9th in that tie game against Boonville on Monday, or was that someone else?
He was in the save situation. He actually got the save against Utica on Tuesday.
Yes,
it was a save situation, and then he came in on Friday for the top of the 7th in the 20-0 Mercy win against Mohawk Valley.
Yes.
He's been used in pretty much 2 or 1 inning situations. He just pitched 2 innings. Actually, 3 innings, 6, 7, and 8.
You know what I think it was? So Duval, he pitched as that ball is ball 4. Duval pitched in the Amsterdam Boonville game. He had the 9th inning where they were threatening, and then obviously the Amsterdam Mohawks had the walk-off. Sorry, Duval, he got 1, 2, 3 in that 9th inning. And then I don't think he went against Utica. No, it was Brad Curtis that went against Utica, and Gold got the save and the win. No, not the save. He got the save. So Gold is the one who came in against Utica, and maybe we might see him here as that ball slashed back foul.
Do you know what? Now that might have been the best sound ever played, because after a walk, they played the weenie.
Oh, I couldn't make it out. Sorry, I'm trying to. My pen is just refusing to write right now. It struggled a couple of times throughout the game. Might need a pinch hitter for my pen. So
Ariel's had a solid game, don't you think? He's had a couple hits, and he's also had a few walks.
Absolutely.
I can't tell off the top of my head because
You
my
gave up on your scorebook.
No, my scorebook got a bit too wet. It's raining outside, so I kind of had to scratch the score a little bit. I didn't give up. Giving up is not really my forte, but my scorebook did get a bit wet because of the rainy conditions we have here in Saugerties.
I'll tell you this, he's 1 for 3 right now. He was hit by the pitch, and he walked his first time up. So 1 for 3, but he does have a base hit, came around to score, also came around to score with the walk as that one's yanked down the third base line. Barbero able to handle it. He throws to first. It is in time, and that retires a side. Really nice play from Barbero, who struggled tonight, but once again, he's a good fielder, and he makes a really good play there. The Saugerties in search for a 6-run comeback, maybe even more. We head to the bottom of the 9th. It's clutch time. Don't go anywhere.
MCT Federal Credit Union is a member-owned financial cooperative serving all of Montgomery County, providing financial solutions since 1960. Their member experience is driven by innovation, technology, and reliable personalized service. MCT provides a comprehensive array of financial services, low-rate financing, and convenient e-services. To learn more, visit mct-fcu.org. Again, that's mct-fcu.org.
The Amsterdam Mohawks like to thank our sponsors, Three Rings Protection and Training Services. Owner Dwayne Potter is a licensed private investigator in the state of New York. He also provides armed and unarmed security officers to various businesses in upstate New York. To contact Dwayne for information, call 518-225-3283. That's 518-225-3283.
Manny Santos on to pitch here against the Saugerties Stallions. If you remember last year, with a 1-2 count, Santos delivered a decisive pitch, which was grounded right at Rispoli. He flipped it to Stewart, forcing Yaman out. And then the celebration began as the Mohawks would move on to the championship series, and they would ultimately end up winning the championship. Santos was ecstatic. He let out a scream, and everybody came over to mob him. That was written by our broadcaster last year, Sam Fetterman, who just painted that picture beautifully for us. And now Manny Santos on to pitch here. He's got Kaminsky up at the plate, and he's got Painter on deck, and then Sanchez in the hole.
Got a veteran presence here today for the Mohawks as Sam Falaise, who's, as Ian mentioned, is his 4th season on the team.
That one's chopped to Harriel, and he couldn't get a glove on it. It goes through him, and we'll see what they rule it nonetheless. On first base is Kaminsky.
As Jaden Harriel interrupted me, or I should say the dirt, that wasn't on Jaden Harriel. I shouldn't blame it on him because that ball, in rainy conditions, it's tough to field in the infield. As an experienced high school baseball player, it's really tough to field bouncers in the infield in the rain, as Barbero, as you mentioned earlier, had some errors with bouncers too.
No run since the top of the 6th for either team. We're here in the bottom of the 9th. Runner on first. That ball gets away to the backstop. Kaminsky will easily make it to second base. They rule it.
I think that's a pass ball.
No, that's one thing, but I'm looking to see the ruling if they gave him a single. They did, so they gave him a single. No.
Oh, no, I was saying pass ball on the catcher. You're talking about the Harriel play.
It says Blanco singled.
Well, there is a new arm warming up as Joey Gesowich is in the bullpen.
Now it's Painter at the dish, so still waiting on the ruling. I think they got was there a pinch runner that I missed? It says Blanco single, Blanco still second. Is that 32 or 33 out there?
I think it is 33. It is 33.
Okay, so there's got it. Glitch in the system. And so they do rule an error. So it was officially an E5. Here's the 2-0. Ripped on the ground. Young fields it cleanly. The throw to first in time. That advances Kuminski to third.
I like the fielding by John Young doing a bit of a banana turn, as I've mentioned before. He did a banana turn on a ball that was to his right side because you got to do that when a ball is hit slow in the infield. That ball was kind of slow. It was kind of trickling a little bit because the grass is kind of wet. So when the grass is wet, the ball is expected to move a bit slower. So John Young Jr. had to charge that one, and that's why the throw nearly missed touchdown. It was more to the left side of touchdown.
So now it's Sanchez, 0 for 2 today, 2 sack flies. He comes to bat here. Runner at third, going to try and bring him home. Cut it to a 5-run game.
And for Sanchez, this is his second appearance of the season. He boasts a 4.50 ERA in 2 innings pitched. 2 hits, 1 run, 1 of them earned.
Big wave and a miss at the off-speed pitch by Sanchez. He's down in the count 0-2 with 1 aside.
1 walk, 2 strikeouts in 6 at-bats. Opponents have an average of 333 against Santos, which is third.
That's strike 3, got him looking. So Sanchez gets sent down via the backwards K.
That was a bit loud for a bottom of the 9th 6-run game, don't you think?
Nope, not at all. Absolutely not. That is a big-time strikeout right there for Manny Santos.
If you say so. This could be the final at-bat of the game, and it belongs to Carazoni, the second baseman.
15-9 score. No balls, no strikes, 2 outs. That's strike 1. Cavazzoni, he's 0 for 3 tonight, and he flew out to center field his last time up. Saugerties Stallions are down to their final out, as that is now strike 2, and now they're down to their final strike. A game that was flip-flopped in the first 3 innings. The Amsterdam Mohawks have seemingly ran away, but the job not done yet. Still 1 strike to get for Manny Santos. And that's flashback foul. We'll do it again.
I think the main reason why the Mohawks held on to control in this game is they've held Saugerties to 0 runs since the 2nd inning. The Mohawks have scored in the 3rd, 4th, and 1 run in the 6th inning.
Amsterdam undefeated, 6-0, looking to improve to 7-0. Santos needs 1 more strike. Ground ball to the left side. Holcraft charging. He throws to first. It is in time. Turn that M upside down and make it a W. The Mohawks win 15-9 over the Saugerties Stallions, and they improve to 7-0.
That was a statement win for the Amsterdam Mohawks against the rival Saugerties Stallions. The first game between these two was actually supposed to be played at Ralph Family Stadium this past Saturday, or actually 2 Saturdays ago, because last Saturday was the win against Glens Falls. But the Saturday before was supposed to be fireworks night. That game got postponed due to inclement weather. A doubleheader will be rescheduled on a later date. But the Mohawks finally get their chance to play Saugerties. Not at home, but the result, it does pay off. A 15-9 win, and the Mohawks roll into an off day off a 3-game win streak.
Well, they had a huge home run from an unsung hero who broke onto the scene, Young. He hit the grand slam in the first inning, and then it just didn't stop from there. The runs kept coming for the Mohawks. They had 3 in the 2nd, 2 in the 3rd, 4 in the 4th, and then they only got 1 more in the 6th, but that was enough to do the job. The pitching, it bent, and you could argue it might have broke a little bit, but it didn't break completely. Yes, they did give up 9 earned runs, well, 9 runs in general, but then once again, after the 2nd inning, scoreless, and the bullpen able to back the Amsterdam Mohawks up. They're going to be happy with this win, and we will see you very soon on Tuesday, where the Amsterdam Mohawks, well, they are back home again. I have to check who it is against. I should have it on here.
Glens Falls.
It is Glens Falls, so they just beat Glens Falls 15-2, and now they put up another 15 spot. This game went the distance. It went 9 innings. And if you had to pick a player of the game, who would you pick?
You know, I would pick a few players of the game, but Honestly, if I had to give you a player of the game, it would be Sebastian Harden because his triple to the opposite side pretty much iced the game. And that was, I think, the statement. I think that shut the door for Saugerties as more runs started to pile in. But the Mohawks, at that time when Harden hit the triple, the Mohawks needed a big hit, and Sebastian Harden delivered. It was his second hit of the season at the time. He went on to add one more, which was an infield single. But I think with Harden getting on base and him reaching third base on that hit, I would give it to Sebastian Harden.
I completely agree with you. He was fantastic. So was the entire Mohawks team. They win it by a final score of 15-9. That's it from us in Saugerties. Thank you for joining us. For my color commentator and co-broadcaster Leo Schaefer, I'm Matt Becker. Thank you for watching.